can't wait to go through it all.
Yay! Let's give it up for Haiti.
So this is the start of our general session. Thank you, Diane. I think Diane just joined us. We have some few people coming on in. Let's go ahead once again. Let's welcome the new people coming in. Once again, drop me where you're from in the chat. I know a few people came in and we didn't get to recognize where you're from, so I definitely don't want to miss that. Dr. Michelle, Diane, anyone that came in after, yes, Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. All right, where are we from today? All right. All right. It's only Kansas City? That's it. All right. Dr. Michelle, where are you from? Anyone that came in afterwards, drop where you're from. Delaware. Yes, Delaware. All right. Wasn't that exciting, guys? Wasn't that exciting for the VIP session? You just got some hot concierge coaching. You just did some modality movements and feeling good. I'm all stuffy, so please forgive me for that. I felt good when I did that, even with the stuffiness. So it's something that we can be doing every single day. So once again, thank you, Angelina, for that. If you're excited to learn more from Angelina, type excited in the chat right now. If you're excited, that's just the VIP. Can you imagine? We're getting ready to go into even more training, even more excitement, even more transformation. If you're ready for a full transformation today, I want you to type transformation in the chat. Type transformation in the chat if you're ready for this transformation that you are about to receive. Yes, yes. Transformation. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. So I introduced Angelina earlier. For those of you that are just joining us, like I said, welcome. This is the general session. Angelina has a powerful, powerful story. She is the founder of Five Senses Optimal Health. She's also a keynote speaker. And she used to be this huge big shot in Silicon Valley, making tons of money. She was helping big corporations and startups for over 25 years. Okay. But all of that changed when she got sick with an autoimmune disease. But unlike some people that gives up, Angelina took it upon herself to find a solution. All right. She went ahead and, started doing her research, found a solution, and this made her look at her health in a whole new way. And she's going to share a lot about that today. She began to immerse herself in holistic health sciences, behavioral psychology, neuroscience. And she discovered solutions that not only reversed her condition, but it now elevated her health to a whole new level. All right. Now, her journey has inspired her to establish that Five Senses Optional Health that she's a CEO of, and a platform dedicated to helping those women and people that were demanding careers, or men, or anybody with busy lives to manage and overcome their midlife challenges. Now, Angelina's 50 years old. Doesn't she look amazing? Amazing. And how many of you guys, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm not 50 yet. I definitely want to look like Angelina when I'm 50. So you're definitely in the right place, because Angelina's method combines scientifically proven modalities. She addresses aging, she addresses stress, fatigue, burnout. I mean, burnout's a huge topic, sleep issues, and weight gain. That stubborn 10 pounds or 20 pounds that you've been wanting to lose. You're in the right place to hear about that today. Now, through her program, she also empowers individuals just like you to achieve that peak physical and mental performance. She makes sure that they feel full of life, they're strong, and they're happy, and bring a new energy to their lives. Angelina's journey is extremely inspiring. Do you agree? Very, very inspiring. And she's going to go more into that, because she shows us how you can change your life and help others feel great too. Now, I want to remind you, like we said earlier, we are going to be actively engaged in the chat. How many percentage of retention do you get when you're taking notes? Someone type it in the chat if you're taking notes. I know Heidi was taking a whole bunch of notes. You're going to take notes. You're going to be active in the chat. Okay. So if you are ready with your notebooks and your pen and your coffee and your water and your tea, are you ready to bring back the lady of the hour and the next 3 hours? Are you ready for your 3-hour transformation? If you're ready for your 3-hour transformation, drop some emojis in the chat for me right now. If you are ready to be transformed ready to unleash that vital, sexy you. If that's you, drop that in the chat. Make sure you're using those emojis. We're getting ready to bring back Angelina back to the stage. Who is excited? Who is excited? Let's give her some love. Let's give her some love. Let's give her some love. So, once again, welcome Angelina back to the stage.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay. What does it mean for you to live a vital, sexy life? I wanna just drop a question to you guys. What does it mean for you to live a vital, sexy life? Vital signifies liveliness, energy, and enthusiasm. If you think about that, that is what makes you feel very alive and passionate. Sexy represents confidence, empowerment, independence, and owning your femininity. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin when you embrace sensuality. It's about embracing life with zest, experiencing yourself authentically, and celebrating your unique essence. How many of you guys would like to learn a proven formula to live a vital, sexy life? Put me in the chat. Put me in the chat. How many of you want to make that happen in 2024? Everyone says, that's me, that's me. Excellent. Let's give yourself applause for being here. And hey, before we dive into today's session and I share what we're going to cover over the next 4 hours or so, I want you to give you a bit of the context here. Okay. So we're doing this probably like our 12th time. And what we're going to do today is to set this year up for success. And this is something that I've been doing for the last 3 years. Okay. But before we proceed, let's be real. Let me ask you a question. How many hours you guys spend on scrolling social media every single day on your phones, on your computers, watching like TV series? How many hours you spend on that? Let's put things in perspective. Is it worth spending 4 hours today to set up almost the entire year for success? Say yes in the chat. Can we agree on that? Everyone say, let's go. Say, let's go in the chat. But let's acknowledge something. Okay. So the outside world is very chaotic. Okay. Do you feel that? How many of you guys feeling that? Put in the chat. That's me if you are. It's easy to sink into this chaos. Okay. So because our minds are just sinking into the chaos, impacting our dreams and our goals. Do you agree with me here? We just went through the whole roller coaster, with COVID, right? So how we were synced into all of that, right? And there are so many outside events, happening in the world, not pleasant events, right? But today, let's look through the lens of optimism together, okay? Because, we're this amazing group of people who decided to create transformation, okay? So what I'm going to share with you today, it might sound like familiar for some of you because I know you guys smart people. You read a lot. You observe a lot of information, okay? But at most time, we need reminders, okay? It's like when you look at the, like a weight loss book, right? So do you really need like massive amount of time to tell yourself to eat better, okay? To hydrate yourself, okay? To work out? No, you don't. Okay, what we need is you need a plan, you need a repetition, you need a proven system, and you need someone who can support you, right? Do we all agree on that? Put one in the chat if you agree. Anyone else agree with that? I see Haiti. Okay, Dr. Tsubi. Okay. So basically, what I'm going to do today, I've laid out a plan for us today. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We'll start with 7 upstream principles that you can apply throughout the entire year to make you look and do your best. And we will dive together into some prep work, okay, before crafting our blueprint, because we're going to craft today our blueprint. And whether you're struggling with weight gain, having no energy, regardless of how many hours you sleep, maybe you have brain fog, low focus, hot flashes, bloating, mood swings. If you are the person who are experiencing anything from the symptom that I just told you guys, put one in the chat. Put this is me. Okay. So what we're going to explore is the true root cause of stubborn pounds, low energy, and all of those symptoms, or those health challenges, wellness challenges that you guys experiencing. Sounds good? Someone say, let's go. Let's go. Okay. So the prep work, it's not just something that I pulled out of the nowhere. Okay. In summary of all modalities, I've learned so much, right, through my experience actually, and I'm just going to tell you my story just in a second. But this is the summary of everything, of all the modalities that I've learned over the years from my mentors and from my own experiences, including going, from being sick with debilitating illness to living a vital, sexy life. Okay. And I've recognized certain patterns along the way, patterns that have allowed me to overcome obstacles and keep moving forward. And now I'm here to share those patterns and tools with you. Okay. So whether you are my mastermind family here or someone joining us for the first time, I am thrilled to have you here. And for those who like are wondering, who is this woman and why should I listen to her? Well, stick around because I promise to over deliver today. And let's just make a decision right now. Let's make this year the best one. Who is in? Put me in the chat. Put me in the chat if you're in. Drop in the chat. It's okay, me. Okay, good. Can I see more in the chat? You guys excited about that? Okay. Listen, guys, let me share a profound truth with you. Deep down, and every one of us desires more from life. Okay, we all want life filled with vitality, passion, and fulfillment. Can we all take a moment to agree on that? Raise your hand if you resonate. If you resonate with this. If you resonate with this. Okay. Okay. So think about this. Everyone dreams of living the best life and reaching their big goals. But let's be honest. How many of those same people are just going along with the daily life, neglecting to take care of their health, themselves, like their wellness, and they find themselves stuck in a cycle of repetition, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. But I want to encourage you, okay, to step out of your comfort zone today. Can we all agree on that? Step on the comfort zone. Okay, step out of a comfort zone. Okay. By joining us here, you're actually taking a solid step forward, following the calling of your dream. So you can prioritize your health. Because I know you guys prioritizing your success, right? You all do that. We're at this age when we achieved a lot. But how many of you guys prioritize yourself, prioritize your optimum well-being? So give yourself a round of applause for choosing to prioritize yourself today, to set aside all the distractions and commit to this transformative journey with me. We are going to craft the life you've always dreamed of, okay? Life that encompasses both success and vibrant health. But before we dive into the specifics, let me provide a bit of a context. And for those who are new to this experience, can I share with you a little bit of my story? Say that's okay. Say that's okay in the chat. Are you guys okay if I share my story with you? So before we move forward, guys, I just want to emphasize something. So when we do the masterclass and what Dr. Tubi outlined with us today, how it works if you guys actually being interactive, because I want to see what, I mean, if you get the stuff that I'm telling you, okay? So, and I want to give you the value. So, like when you start, be very active in the chat and, response and give your thoughts. So, this is where you start to observe more information, okay? So, okay, so I see yes from Haiti, from Diane, from Janet. Okay, all right. So, awesome. So before I begin, I want to make it clear that I haven't used to living a vital, sexy life. Okay, not at all. I was a big hot mess in my 20s and 30s. Okay, I was really in a different career in the hustle and grind of Silicon Valley. So picture this: I'm 35, I'm like head of a big IT department with engineers distributed all over the globe. But even though my job was cool, things started to get tough. Sometimes I felt like I was like really drowning in stress, working late nights with teams in different time zones, and then trying to let loose on weekends by hitting all this, nightclubs and Burning Man parties in San Francisco. But here is the thing: I didn't know how to handle all that pressure. Being a single mom at the time with no family, like, really made it even harder. And my job ate up all my time, leaving me with no energy left. So I was very lost, really. How many of you ever felt that your emotions are all over the place and you have the stress that is really piling up every single day? How many of you guys experience that? Yes? Okay, great. Okay, I see that in the chat. So for me, it felt like a roller coaster with no brakes. And you know what I did to cope with all of that? So I was guilty of smoking cigarettes. I was thinking to myself, how else would I cope with the stress of high demanding job, challenging relationships? I've had food cravings. And I caught myself many times saying, like, can I bum a cigarette, until I started to have my own supply. Like I was sneaking in between corporate buildings so no one can see me. I mean, I was a disaster. I was a hot mess. And I was having, like a drink now and then, and I was having a glass of wine with my dinner, like as usual on the go thing, right? But did I pay attention to warning signs? And I had all the symptoms. I had crushing fatigue, I had brain fog, I had anxiety, I had unexplainable panic attacks in the middle of the night, I had skin problems, I had digestive problems, I was always bloated. I mean, you can see in a picture, Dr. Tube is right now is projecting the picture of me. Like this is how, how bloated I was, all the time. Okay. So like really, and another thing, right, on top of all those things, like like I've had the the chest pain, the joint pain, the headaches. I also wanted to lose weight. So, on those pictures, you can see like that I am very overweight. Okay. And nothing seems to work, not even intense workouts. And I've tried strict diets and intense workout. I mean, for people who know me, people know that I've done some bodybuilding. So I was, really, intensely into the gym, but didn't work. It didn't work. So I was like losing maybe 2 pounds and then I was gaining back. And it was, consistent battle. Okay. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. Okay. Again, I mean, I was very miserable in my body. Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of exhaustion, no matter how hard you tried to break free? Any one of you? Put me in a chat if this is you. Like always pushing through, trying to meet every demand of your life, only to find your body is betraying you. How many of you guys felt overwhelmed, believing you're falling short in every role, like being a parent, being a partner, being a professional? How many of you guys felt this way? Somebody say that's me if it resonates with you. So here's my story. I went from doctor to doctor trying to figure out what was wrong. Because again, I mean, all those symptoms I was feeling since I was like 30. And most gave me like different medications to treat only one localized problem, right? So if I had, like a headaches, like, so then, basically they gave me medication for, for the headaches. Okay. But have you ever, like a trusted recommendation, like hoping for a solution to find yourself in a more complex situation than ever before? And that happened to me because a close friend of mine, she pointed me out to a renowned doctor from Stanford who helped her navigate a complex health issue. Okay. So in this famous doctor from Stanford, she diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. This is a term I like I later figured that that was kind of a catch for all those myriad of symptoms that I was going through. How many of you guys know what fibromyalgia is? Anyone? Put it in chat me if you know what fibromyalgia is. So for those who don't know, basically it's just one-on-one symptom, like 101 symptom that doctors don't really know what is wrong with you. Okay. And at that time I thought, great, with a diagnosis, I can finally get treatment. So she prescribed a cocktail of medications, antidepressants, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and even opioids for like my intense pain. But this medication, instead of being the solution, brought like so many different side effects, like more weight gain, sleepless nights, like almost no libido, excessive sweating, and and I already had, like those nightly panic attacks. So it just contributed more to that. So again, I mean, like I was looking for answers, but I was just stumbled with more questions. And I decided to think, what can I do to help myself to feel better? What can I do today between all those doctor's appointments, between all the tests, between the fear? And I began looking up for stories of people who beat these debilitating diseases like autoimmune diseases, like or cancer, because like what happened to me is that in 2016 when my youngest daughter was born, and I was almost 43. So like so basically the doctor diagnosed me with incurable liver disease. Incurable liver disease. He told me, Angelina, you will need a liver transplant like in 5 years. Okay. So, and again, I mean, I was sitting in my car, like reflecting what I just heard from my doctor. I couldn't believe that, okay, life cannot be even happier. I'm a new mom. I just gave a birth to my child. This is me actually when I was diagnosed on the picture on the right. This is me with my daughter here. And I was diagnosed with this condition. And I just decided that I need to change my life. I need to do something. Okay. So and I decided, so how I can help myself to feel better. What can I do today to start healing, to start getting better between all those tests, between all those appointments. And again, I mean, like what I did overnight, I just started look up online for all those stories of people, okay, who like really was struggling, but they beat their debilitating disease like cancers, like autoimmune disease. So overnight, I reached out to like tons of profiles. I mean, I spoke with some of those people, and what I found out that they all talked about how the environment, how our lifestyle makes us sick. I learned about things like inflammation, like diet. I learned about like fasting and special anti-inflammatory diet that really can help us heal our body. And while searching for answer, I found this fasting. And basically it led me to enroll in his fasting clinic, where I took an intense 15-day program, including a detox and a water fast. And I went to a place where I didn't eat. I just drank water for 15 days. And while doing that, it really opened my eyes into all this holistic world of health. And I never heard of this before. Okay. And during my stay there, I mean, I learned so many like holistic practices, so many holistic modalities. I've seen the stories of people who were transforming their life. I still remember this guy. I mean, he was my neighbor, they have like, like a small apartments that we lived in, on the property. And he was a pilot, and he was diagnosed with a type 2 diabetes, and he needed injections. And actually they told him, if he is not going to heal, so if he needs the injection, I mean, he's out of his career. He was desperate. He was there. He was like 55 years old, right? So he was still was hoping to work for so many years. So, and he also, I mean, he was desperately found this place, and he has gone through this 10 days fasting, and then 5 days detox. And oh my gosh, I mean, his blood work changed and my blood work changed. So after 10 days of drinking water, I mean, I saw big changes in my health. Okay. And those liver tests, I mean, they just got better because I had elevated liver exiles and autoimmunity markers. And this nice holistic doctor, he gave me hope. He said, Angelina, you got challenges ahead of you, but things will get better. Okay. And by using what I've learned in the clinic, I felt that I could finally get a handle of my painful condition. Okay. Maybe I will put into, I'll push myself into remission. And suddenly I knew exactly what to do next. So over the next years, I took control of my health. I researched a lot. I learned a lot about how food, stress, and surrounding can affect our well-being. And I learned about inflammation as the root cause of every health issues. Okay, so, and guys, I worked with tons of, like experts. I did tons of research. I even went to the holistic clinic. Okay, so holistic school. So, and like I've completely 180-degree changed my life. Like literally in 2 days. I started to care for myself. I was vegan, raw vegan for almost 4 years because I was healing from this, debilitating, chronic disease. And I found out that time that this modality was working. Okay. So from the holistic school, and then I went to, and you see my transformation. I mean, it speaks for itself, right? So like, and it's not just because the weight is just complementary to your health. Once you start tackling your health, weight is just, start to, goes off. This is me 6 months in a journey. Okay. Like 50 pounds less, right? Within a year, I reversed my autoimmune, I reversed fibromyalgia. So actual fibromyalgia, I've started to feel better within 3 months. Right away, like actually second month, after the clinic, I started to help better the fasting clinic. So, and I mean, I just felt amazing. I just felt amazing. And since then, I mean, it's basically, this is how I live my life. I mean, it's been almost a decade. Okay. So, and I followed every possible modality that I learned from other people and from my mentor. I became the CEO of my own health. So yes, I overwhelmed my standard doctor with all the information and test requests. But hear me out here. She actually, started to ask me about those healing modalities. She was so interested because this is not what doctors learn in the medical school, right? And because I always loved tech, I mean, I was wearing all this, like a really cool, like high tech gadgets that helped me to track my metrics about my health from the inside out. Okay. And we discussed those metrics. So, and she was so cool. She was on board with my demanding request. So, and in this process, I discovered something I never understood before, my fear of dying. So I'm just being very vulnerable with you guys here because I've lived with fear of dying all my life. Okay. Dr. Tubi, you probably can't stop sharing because like I want to see the audience here. So like it's like this is a fear that I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't like explain. No, I could explain because my mom died from cancer at age 59. So I have cancer in the family. Okay. So I have like autoimmune diseases in the family. So and of course I was programming myself also with my negative thoughts, right? Self-doubts, my limiting beliefs, because I didn't know how to tackle that time. And I dedicated a lot of time and effort towards overcoming those negative beliefs because I wanted to see improvements in my health. And only with mindset changes, so the lifestyle and mindset changes, this is what really gave me, this ticket to feeling as I'm feeling right now, to live this vital, like a sexy life. Yes, it took me years to figure this out, but my fibromyalgia was gone completely. Okay. My blood tests were normalized. My overall health was completely transformed. Okay. So again, I mean, Dr. Tubi showed you like the couple of slides how it looked before and after. So I lost 50 pounds without any calorie restrictive diets. Okay. And my cholesterol was in perfect shade. I started to have tons of energy. I learned how to address stress in my life. I started to prioritize myself to avoid burnout because I was always in a burnout being in a corporate environment. And I finally helped, like a happy and joyful for the first time in many, many years. And those journey towards optimum health, it was not an easy one, don't get me wrong, but it taught me so many valuable lessons that I wanted to share with you. Are you guys up for all of that? Give me some yeses in the chat if you are. Give me some yeses in the chat if you're up for me sharing some what I've learned. Great. What I'm excited to show you today is my science-based tools of transformation that are available right now for you to elevate your health and really reconnecting your your life force. And because you guys, you know my story, so I've been in tech, right? I've been in tech for so many years, and I've built products. I've been, I've completely come, from the, from the different experience, building data centers, operations, cybersecurity, building products. And this is where I had this idea to create my own product, because all my life I was creating products for everyone else, okay, for startups, big corporations. And I decided to create a product and to put all these modalities, basically the methodology, because this is the methodologies that I'm going to teach you, that I'm going to uncover with you today. I put it, in a product, okay, and I want to share that with you. I want to share with you this this methodology, okay, this method that I use to recover from my own health issues, and also that I use with my clients, that they can thrive every single day. Okay, because those tools allowed me to unlock my full potential and really to achieve all those things that I just didn't know that could have been possible. Let me ask you questions, guys. How many of you are ready to take your health and well-being to the next level? How many of you guys? Put me in the chat. Someone say me. And this is what we're going to uncover today, the cellular rejuvenation method. Write it down, put in the chat. Cellular rejuvenation method. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing the first secret to unlocking your vital self. Let me say it again, you guys. So this is the first secret that we're going to uncover. Your genes are not your destiny. Someone type in the chat. Your genes are not your destiny. Your genes are not your destiny. Let me debunk this myth, okay? Because this is what set me free from all my limiting beliefs, okay? Because and my fear of dying. So here's the story behind it. What we've always been told, that our genes are the determining factor in our health, right? So we believe that our genetic destiny was set in stone and we couldn't do anything to change it. But what if I told you that this is a myth? Now we know that our genetic control only about 10% of our health. Environment and lifestyle control the other 90%, okay? Researchers have started paying close attention to the concept of epigenome manipulation, which sits on top of the DNA, okay? Write it down, epigenome manipulation. Epigenome manipulation. Think of it like a piano player. The piano has 88 keys, but you can play Mozart, you can play jazz or ragtime, okay? Everything affects our epigenome, and we have massive control over it by things that we choose to do. So while we do inherit certain genes that can predispose us to certain diseases, those genetic factors can be influenced by our lifestyle, from the food we eat and supplements we take, down to how much we sleep and exercise, and how well we detox our body, and how resilient we are to stress. Okay, so people who choose a healthy lifestyle can prolong their lives, prevent diseases, and even reverse chronic conditions. Okay, that's how I was able to reverse mine. Now, I want you to think about your eating habits or other unconscious decisions that you make every single day. What do you guys do? Okay, I mean, what are the choices that you make every single day? And if you start looking to that, you will be shocked. You will be shocked how we are influenced by the lifestyle choices of our parents. Okay, now let's just have a moment of reflection. Let's look at our parents, how they feel now, how they look, whether they face like various health conditions. Just think about that. Okay. What conditions do they struggle with? Like heart diseases, maybe diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, obesity. Are they experiencing a mental, like cognitive decline that affects their daily task and quality of life? How many of you guys have this in your family? Put one in the chat if you have in your family those diseases, those conditions. And I want you to reflect on the other experiences and ask yourself, do you want to face the same fate as your parents? Think about it. Your health is influenced not just by the inherited genes, as by inherited lifestyle, which can either switch off or switch on those genes. And here's the exciting news that your lifestyle is something within your control. It's no longer the matter of the blind date. Say control. You have the power to shape your own destiny. Someone type in the chat, power to shape your destiny. Because this is a profound insight. And this really has the potential for changing everything for you guys. Okay. And once you start to see the repetitive nature of our self-destructive behaviors through our lives, right? Despite knowing, like, we know that there are consequences that they bring. Okay, like they shorten our lifespan. They accelerate aging. They impair our mental ability. They contribute to they just we still, although we know that we're like soaked into that, so they're part of our life, and we continue to do that even if we know that they're not good for us. Okay. And this is the irony, because we are the most intelligent species on the planet, and at some time, I mean, like, we're embarrassing ourselves with self-destructive behavior. So what if I tell you that you can break free from self-harm? We can break free from self-harm. But let's take a moment to identify the aspects of yourself that you may consider least desirable. So now I want you guys to do some, some work with me here. Look at your daily routine and behaviors. Okay. So how do you relieve yourself from your life's pain? So can we, I want to see the room right now. So what do you guys do? Can you just unmute yourself and just, talk to me? So what do you do? So when you feel stressed, I mean, how do you relieve that? I mean, maybe do you have like a glass of wine? I mean, what do you do? I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe you go shopping. What do you do? What are the behaviors that you're experiencing every single day? Yeah, Haiti.
I like dance. I love going to Zumba or I like to play Sudoku, right? So it depends on if I'm well enough to be with people or if I need to just be alone and stare at word games or numbers.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. Let's give it up for Haiti. Okay. I mean, how else, you guys? I mean, how else you relieve stress? I mean, what else you do? Yoga, ski. Okay, so it looks like, I mean, we have like an amazing audience here. So you guys, it sounds like you guys don't have those bad behaviors. Well, I did, because I mean, I literally was, like having a glass of wine with my dinners. Okay. Instead of going for bed earlier, I will just continue watching TV series. Okay. And, completely set off my circadian rhythm. Right. So that, affects like everything in my life. So I mean, people do like so many things, like, and they just don't realize that they do that. Okay. So again, like, how many of us, like, how many of us just fall, to the same patterns? Okay. Like bench eating, like having unhealthy foods, watching, late shows, right? So instead of doing yoga or some breathing exercise, or, grabbing a snack, or going for early sleep. Okay. So again, I mean, like those self-destructing lifestyle behaviors, it creates aging, it accelerates your aging, it disease. Okay. And it's a scientific fact. And it changes the health span of your future generation. Yeah, I mean, you hear that right. Like, just like your parents' lifestyle affects yours, because you've been influenced by the destructive lifestyle. I say destructive. But I'm going to tell you, okay, so you have the power to break free from this cycle, because evidence-based research shows us that once we're making the changes in our diet, sleep, and all other aspects of our life, we can positively influence our epigenome, and we can completely eliminate the risk of developing those diseases that we could have even predisposed for, based on our genes. However, it's important to know the exact steps rather than just, simply trying, every diet, every wellness, trend that comes along. And we will touch on that today. And what is even more exciting, that by making healthy lifestyle changes, you have the power to not only prevent inherited diseases in yourself, but you can also positively impact future generations in your family. Okay. And you can be this person that, creates this family history. Okay. And let me ask you this. Are you guys ready to take control of your health? Can I hear a yes in the chat? Can I have yeses from you guys? Are you ready to change that? Awesome. Okay. So again, I mean, our state of health, the choices that we make, okay, this is what we pass our future generations, because they're influenced by our lifestyle. Okay. And this is where concept of investing comes in. Investing. Okay. We're not just investing in stocks or real estate, or we are investing in something that is so much valuable ourselves. And there is a biblical scripture. There is a biblical scripture from the book of Matthew. Okay, and it says, "Where your treasure is, there is your heart will be also." Okay, what it says. What does it say to you? Investing in yourself is like planting a seed in the soil, and that's like having real skin in the game. Okay, because when you put your high investment in yourself, in your health, and in your growth, it drives you to stay the course. So investment leads to stay in the course. It keeps you consistent. And let me tell you, consistently is the key to unlocking your best version of yourself. Write it down. Investment in yourself equals motivation. Investment equals motivation. Okay. Dr. Tubi, we're ready for some takeaways right now.
You said something about, I didn't finish my notes. After the investment in yourself, something about consistency. What was that one? Do you remember what you just said a second ago?
Yes, Adi, thank you for that's a great question. Okay.
My notes weren't going fast enough.
Yes. Okay. So again, I mean, like if we uncover the concept of investment in ourselves, right? So like make ourselves a priority, investing in our health, right? So with everything that we do, whatever it takes, okay? So the investment in ourselves, when we start investing in ourselves, it drives you to stay on the course. Okay, it keeps you consistent, because consistency is the key. Okay, it's like I invested, $150,000 in my health, like through all those, like a mentorship, through the holistic school, through all those modalities, like through everything. Okay, so I invested those money in myself, and this is what drove me to be consistent. Okay, so consistent to stay in the course. All right. So let's do some takeaway right now.
Right. Awesome. How many people were how are you just feeling right now? Could I just get some, can I feel how everybody's feeling? Drop an emoji in the chat to tell me how you're feeling right now with all that information we just got. We're about to hear some fire takeaways and get some questions answered before we go into our next session. Angelina, I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing. I mean, like you said, the investment. I love that scripture that you shared. I mean, like, where your heart is, there your treasure is, right? Where your treasure is, there your heart is, vice versa, right? So our biggest asset in life is our health. It doesn't matter how much money we make, because we definitely can't take it with us, you know? But what matters is the life that we live here, the life that we preserve so we can spend with our legacy. right? We want to have that quality time. So that investment is so crucial. So how many of you guys are really excited to change that shift in your mind about just really understanding that the investment in your life and your health is the most important thing? Can I get a wave? That the investment in ourselves is the most important thing, right? Type in the chat, say, invest in myself. Type it in the chat. When you're ready to invest in yourself, understand that the investment in yourself is the most important investment. I'm waiting for someone to drop that in the chat. Yes. All right. Put on my oxygen. And I'm sorry, guys, if I sound stuffy. I'm over here. If I take my camera off, I'm blowing my nose and doing everything, but I'm here. Hey, I'm here. You are here. We overcome and we are here. So I want to open up for any takeaways right now and any questions. So go ahead and I want to make sure you guys say if you have a question, just say my question is, and then you go into your question. But first, we're going to start off with some takeaways. So go ahead and use your reaction button and raise your hand if you have a takeaway. Remember, you got to be engaged. You've already dedicated the Saturday to be here. So let's get the most out of it. So who is first with their takeaway? Go ahead and unmute. I'll start. But, I love how Angelina shared her story. Doesn't she have an amazing story? I mean, talk about someone that didn't give up. Talk about someone that got a crazy diagnosis and took it upon herself to go research and change. Talk about action. Take action. You know, she took action. She went and did fasting. She went and did research, and she wasn't going to hear what the doctors are going to say. Oh, this is irreversible. No. And she reversed her autoimmune disease. She began to eat healthier. She began to put herself first, prioritize herself. And this was able to reverse her disease and change her. What is that word she's talking about? We're all been taught that our
Epigenome.
genes, yes, clap for yourself. Heidi is listening. She's like the VIP student today, right? So what does she tell us? That our genes, we're in control. Just because we have our genes that are, predestined to be there, we can actually control the destiny of our genes. You guys are excited about that.
I love that she did was that a 15-day fast, Angelina?
It was a 15 days fast in a clinic. Yes.
Okay, so I've been trying this past week to just get to 17 hours. And, by like yesterday, I was tapping out and needing to have a little latte in my 17 hours. Like just, just trying to like shorten my eating window. That amount of just discipline is admirable. So to me, that was like the biggest mind-blowing thing. I would love to try to get to a 48 hour. I've done a few 24, but like to a 48 or 72, let alone 15 days. Like I know it's possible, but it's challenging mentally for me.
Yes, Heidi, thank you for sharing. It is challenging, but you need to know the way of doing that, the proper way of doing that. So once you are, mentored by someone who knows how to guide you, so it's easy. Actually, we're right now in our mastermind community, we're going through the spring cleanse. We're doing the fast all together. So, and I mean, my group just did it, for 3 days. So, and everyone, felt good about it. So again, I mean, if you know how to properly do that, it's not hard. Not hard. Okay. Dr. Michelle in a row.
Thanks for sharing your story and for being so vulnerable, because so many of us have seen loved ones, parents, grandparents, siblings even, succumb to terrible illnesses, and the fear does come up. The fear of, I wonder if that's going to happen to me, or my grandfather and my great grandfather both died from diabetes. I wonder if, this is in my blood, and if that's going to be my fate as well. You gave so much hope in your examples, and again, reminding us or instructing us that genetics, it's not a death sentence. It's only a very small part of the outcome. And we have so much control. We really can control our life and our health. And you just really put the power back into our hands. And I couldn't thank you enough for that.
Let's give it up for Dr. Michelle. This is so
Alright.
good, so powerful. Yes, yes.
Thank you for that wonderful takeaway, Dr. Michelle. Always dropping some fire, fire, fire. Anybody else wants to share an awesome takeaway?
I actually have two things to share with you guys before, we go into the next session. They're, super important because we just talked about, and I want to say it right. Let me just put it in chat so you guys see this. So it's called epigenetics. Epigenetics, okay? This is your secret tool. This is your power to change your genes expression, okay, through epigenetic manipulation, okay? You guys getting that, right? Okay. So now I want to really, share with you the second secret because it's really very important to uncover this, okay? Because something that you need to know, you guys asked today in the chat about weight loss, and this is what I'm going to uncover today is going to explain a lot about the, the weight loss, okay? And I'm going to use some concepts here and I'm trying to, to make them very simple for you so you guys can comprehend, okay? So weight loss challenges directly relate to hormone imbalances, okay? So hormone resistance, okay? So like weight loss challenges and hormone imbalances, they come from hormone resistance, okay? This is why you feel unwell. This is why, I mean, you've been trying to lose weight and you couldn't, okay? Because hormone resistance is something that has been working against you, okay, in that case, because hormone resistance, it just doesn't give you any chances of losing those pounds, okay? It's nearly impossible. And the reason behind this is because of the hidden toxicity problem in your body. I want you to stay in the chat, put in the chat, hidden toxicity, okay? And when you have hormone resistance, you have a problem with your blood sugar, okay? That's one of the results of that. How many of you guys here, I want to ask a question, how many of you guys here have cravings? How many of you guys here cannot stay away from eating sweets and carbs? Put in the chat me. Anyone here? We don't have people in the group that have cravings or that craving sweets and carbs? No longer? Okay, good, Hedy. Okay. So, or maybe, I mean, you are hungry just shortly after the meal. So if you have that, so it means that you have hormone resistance. Okay, I do like, okay, I'm hungry. Okay. So it's, okay, so let's go back. So we're uncovering right now this hormone resistance. So like how if you go to the regular doctor and what will the regular doctor will do for you? Okay, they will prescribe more hormones to address hormone problem, okay? But it doesn't address the root cause. So we really need to tackle, to tackle the root cause. And the root cause, and I want you guys to say that, to type it in the chat, cellular inflammation. Put in the chat, cellular inflammation caused by toxins. Okay. So, but again, I mean, don't panic. It's not complicated. Okay. It sounds complicated, but it's not. And the good part about it is that like very soon in the next part, I'm bringing someone special. Okay. I'm bringing here my partner. She's a celebrity MD. And Dr. Ostomova, she's amazing. And she's going to uncover that for you. For those who don't know her, she was like featured on the billboards in New York and Las Vegas for her achievement in the field. And she like really teaches, she understands hormones, and she is a, functional integrative doctor. And she just brings her new level of expertise, okay, into all of this. So she's very different, and she's going to help you to unpack like really those complex topics in a way that it's going to be so easy for you to understand. She's, truly brilliant in that. Okay. And then you're going to have a Q&A session with her, so you can ask any of your health questions, address any of your health questions with her. And by the end of this class, you will have complete comprehension. Okay, what is happening inside of your body at the cellular level. Okay, so let's just buckle up. Okay, because what you're going to experience here, okay, is that concierge type of coaching. Okay, so who is excited here? Say I am. Say I am. Who is excited for her to come up?
Who's excited? You guys are about to hear from a medical doctor, like well-renowned medical doctor. Get your answers to your questions. Oh my God, that's amazing. You are definitely over-delivering, Angelina. People pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get this kind of one-on-one time. I don't know about you, but when you go to the doctor, you can't even talk to your doctor, can you? You can't even talk to them. They get to the voicemail, you get to the assistant. You are going to be able to answer get your questions answered. So I'm super excited about that.
And
Anybody else super excited?
yes, thank you, Dr. Tube. And before we do that, I mean, I want to give you like the other piece of our journey because this is a success. This is a success. And this is about our decision, okay? When you make the choice and truly commit, so you hold the power to overcome any obstacles that stand in your way. It's about making a statement to the world. This is how it's going to be, okay? So, but like when you start to hesitate, when you start to second guess, so you start to holding yourself back. Are you guys familiar with that? How many of you guys familiar with that, right? So like it is your moments of decision, okay? It's in this moment of decision that you shape your destiny, okay? In that moment of decision that you shape your destiny. How many of you guys like really ready to shape your destiny, especially when it comes to health? How many of you guys here? It's crucial to be decisive, okay? Because we are faced with so many choices: what we eat, how we spend time, you know, who we surround ourselves with, who are our friends, what are our relationships. And some decisions may seem trivial, like very easy to make, but the big ones that truly defines our path. Okay, so learning to be decisive, what it truly matters. Okay, so because once you become decisive, and what it means that you make fast decisions. We're talking here about the fast decision making process. And it's not always about being right. It's about having the confidence to make a choice and learn from it. Okay. So decisive people, they always win. They achieve their goals and they have this growth mindset so they can overcome their challenges. So, you know, when you recognize that the change is inevitable, so you know that it's going to happen, and then you just, you know, just embrace it and, you know, you not fear it. So I'm just highly encourage you guys, stop over analyzing, stop, you know, visualize the outcomes and make small decisions to like really start flexing that decision making muscle. Okay, because this is super important. And if you don't take action today, just think about that. I want everyone to think about that. How better you do, like, what's going to happen to you? How bad you're going to feel? How bad are you going to look before you do something? Okay. And here is the truth that some people often wait too long or they just do nothing. And this is what going to happen to you if you do nothing. Okay, so probably you just, you know, continue to get worse. And I want you to consider, you know, to be better and easier. Okay, so the real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. So how many of you guys, let me ask you, okay, how many of you guys want to become the CEO of your own health and create the legacy for you and your family? So what we need to do right now is just to decide today, not tomorrow. So, and I want to give yourself, you know, a round of applause for making this decision today. And because you're taking the big step, I mean, it's just, once you decide, like me sitting, I was sharing my story, sitting in a car and deciding for myself, okay, I made this decision. I made this decision in that moment when the wall just, it failed on me. And that was the best decision of my life. And again, it took me almost a decade to figure this out. And I've spent $150,000 to coach with best of the best, to attend all the conferences, to go to the holistic school, and like to put everything in a system that I'm sharing with you today. So how many of you are excited to learn about the actual system? Give me some yeses in the chat.
Excited, let me see you throw it in the chat. If you're excited to hear this over $150,000 value system that Angelina has come up with, rediscovering her own health journey, beating all the odds. If you're excited, please put it in the chat. If you are excited, this is so exciting. Thank you so much, Angelina, for just sharing with us, you spent so much money, so much time. You went through an awesome journey for this, and you are just giving us this. Isn't that amazing? Can we give her some love in the chat for just giving us this information that we're about to learn the system? Who's excited for this system? If you're excited for the system, I see that Dr. Michelle's excited, Maria's excited, Heidi's excited, Natalie's excited. All right, you guys ready? Are you guys ready? All right, Angelina, we're excited. Let's go. I'm excited.
Let's go, everyone. Awesome. So first of all, guys, let's have a pen and paper. Okay, I'm having my pen and paper here because I'm writing down your questions, and I encourage you to do now. And you guys have been really, great, and also use the chat. Use the chat, because again, when you write things down, right? So it just embeds more inside of your mind. Okay, so we're just, you're just going to be better on, learning the information. Okay. Like thinking like that maybe you already know this, okay, that I already did this, but we are a lifetime student. And yes, you could have heard some of this concept before, but I'm sure you haven't heard many of this concept. Okay, so just stay open-minded. So pretend that you don't know everything. And I have like a mastermind people register for this masterclass because they are coming in again and again to listen about this. Okay, it just imprints more in them. Okay, so get ready, have your paper, have your pencil ready, and we're going to dive into the core elements of the method to enhance your longevity and quality of your life. Okay, so let me ask you questions. How many of you ever felt unwell or looking tired, or even when you went to the to your standard doctor and you got your standard blood work by your trusted doctor, and this blood work came back absolutely normal, but you still feel the way you feel? Have you ever, guys, experienced that that something is wrong with you? So put in a chat, that's me, if you experience that, because I felt this way all the time. I was dealing with, all those symptoms that I shared with you. And no doctor could even told me that what was wrong with me. Okay. So we just often don't realize how much toxins you carry in your body. And those toxins, they're sitting and affecting the function of your cells. They're impacting your ability to absorb nutrients, to release toxins, and to activate certain genes in your body. And those genes, they create inflammation and aging. You remember the concept of epigenome that we talked about, right? So epigenome. Okay, so I mean, we're talking about this again. So, and what if there is a test that actually shows the degrees of toxicity in your body? This test shows the state of your cell membrane oxidation. I want you to say this very complex thing in the chat. Say cell membrane oxidation. And I will just gonna explain this concept. Okay. So what is a cell membrane oxidations? It means that the protective layer covering your cell, because we have a cell and there is a protective layer. So it gets damaged. And it happens when harmful molecules mess with the layer, making it not work well. And this damage can make our cells not to do their job right. It's like we're shielded around, like around a castle, and this castle, it becomes vulnerable. Okay, so you cannot get good nutrients in and you cannot get bad toxins out. Okay, and this is what it calls cellular toxicity. Okay, does this make sense to everyone? I want you to put 1 in the chat. This is very important to understand. So first, you need to see how much inflammation is in your body. I want you to say inflammation in the chat. Someone type inflammation in the chat. It's precise way to understand what happens with your health. You need to look into the whole assessment and at all things like your vitamins, your blood glucose, your inflammation, your stress, toxins, gut health, hormones, and genes. We're looking holistically at all those things. And we are uncovering cellular assessment here. Okay, someone type in the chat cellular assessment. And I will have a special guest joining us in a moment who will help us to uncover the concept in very much detail. Yes, Haiti, thank you. Cellular assessment. So how many of you want to know what causes this cellular inflammation? How many of you guys? Put me in the chat. Do you want to know what causes the cellular inflammation? Anyone else wants to find out? Guys, I want you to go in the chat because I want to see that this is something that you want to know. So I'm seeing me from Haiti. Go in the chat and say me if you're the one who wants to uncover what are the causes of the cellular inflammation. So there are 3 main contributors to the inflammation of the cell. And I want you to write it down, okay? First, glucose insulin spikes, number 1. Write it down, glucose insulin spikes. Number 2, bad fats, okay? Which is, it comes from oxidized and denaturated fats, okay? Polysaturated fats. And they are in like almost, everything that we eat, like in all the processed food, okay? So they come in the, like in the vegetable oils. So bad fats, we talked about glucose, insulin spikes, and bad fats, vegetable oils, and toxins. And toxins come from food, from water, from air, from the environment, and from all those cosmetics that we put on our body, from the cleaning supplies. There are so many different sources where the toxins coming in. Okay, so your diet can trigger inflammation at the cellular level, and this is actually some of the reasons why you cannot lose weight, why you have low energy, why you have low libido. And every year it seems just impossible to get rid of those extra pounds once you get older. This is the reason for that. This is your, cellular inflammation. And when you start a new diet, you can trigger more stress and more inflammation in your body, which can contribute to more weight. Okay. So, one of the biggest mistakes that people do, they completely eliminate carbs. Okay, if you get your carbs down too low, your body can go into emergency response mode, and that shuts off your ability to lose weight, and that forces your body to store more fat, even though you're like starving yourself. Okay, I know this sounds a little frustrating, but the good news, so there are some ways to trick your body to burning mode. So, and this is where the concept of cycling diet comes in. Say cycling diet. So instead of sticking to just one way of eating all the time, we should mix up things up. You know, like remember I've told you I've been raw vegan, and that time, right? So I've lost like 50 pounds of weight. That was a result of my health, right? I'm not raw vegan. I'm not even vegan anymore right now, but I'm cycling my diet all the time. Okay, so imagine it like our bodies are kind of like machines that need different types of fuel to run smoothly. And if we keep giving them the same type of fuel, so they might get sluggish, okay, and you're gonna start having a problem. So that's where the diet cycling comes in. It's like giving our bodies a bit of a shake up to keep them running at their best. So when I say diet cycling, we're not just talking about just eating a bunch of different foods. It's more about how much we eat and when we eat. So instead of eating the same amount of food every day, we may have days where we eat a lot, like feast days, and we may have like fast days. So basically you're like dancing, okay, in between like different cycles, okay, and then you give yourself a break. And the cool part that our bodies actually, they like this variety. Say variety in the chat. Why? It helps our hormones stay balanced. It keeps our metabolism running, okay? So, and that's where you start losing weight. That's where you start feeling better. That's where you still feel, more energetic. We're just uncovering the piece of food, right? So how the food is actually, like contributes to cellular inflammation and what helps us, right? With activating healing in our body. So we're giving our digestive system a break, okay? And this is really great for your overall health. So this is why it's very important to tailor your nutrition, okay, with supplementation. So it's not just nutrition, it's the whole thing. It's supplementation, it's your hydration, it's your fitness level, it's your detoxification. And all that is really based on the cellular assessment that we looked at, right? So the first step was cellular assessment. So again, very important to consider your lifestyle, your lifestyle, your stress, emotional intelligence is one of important things to look at. It's your ability to manage emotions, because everything affects our epigenome, right? So this personalized approach, it's not about following any specific diet. It's about adopting the principles that help you manage and reduce cellular inflammation. So the concepts that we're uncovering here: anti-inflammatory diet, managing blood glucose levels, targeted supplementation that can reduce the cellular inflammation and activate this cellular detoxification, optimize sleep, stress management, and highly tailored exercise routine. Okay, and all those processes, they originate the cellular health. Okay, and they start producing rejuvenation in your body. So again, I mean, we're looking at all pillars of wellness, and this is the step of our method, right? So nutrition, detoxification on the cellular level, sleep, emotions, stress, movement, and mindset. Guys, let's type this in the chat, because this is important. Someone type nutrition, someone type cellular detoxification, someone type sleep, someone type emotion, stress, movement, and mindset. Good job, Heidi. Thank you for doing that. And let's just cover a little bit of stress, because stress is a big factor of cellular inflammation. When you are under the constant burden of being overwhelmed, right? So, I mean, you are overwhelmed, you are burned out, okay? So you have abundance of cortisol in your body. And this is also called cellular inflammation. This is why this step is in the method. And I'm giving you, and now I'm going to give you the good example, that kind of good, but it, leads to the same results. Like intense workouts, like long cardio, they trigger stress response. So how many of you tried long, like doing cardio and like cutting on calories, and you don't get any? And the reason for that is because you are stressing your system. You're stressing your system with hunger, and you're just in abundance of cortisol in your body. So the same thing with intense workouts, okay, like long cardio, okay. So now lack of sleep, they trigger cellular inflammation. And this is why it's super important to look at the entire lifestyle. Let's take exercise, for example. So let me ask you a question. Why do you exercise? Why do you exercise? You want to exercise because you want to be in a good shape, right? So you want to train your cardiovascular system. You want to exercise to be able to be mobile when you go into the next decade of your life. Because you know that our body degrade starting age 30. Did you guys, how many of you guys knew that? Our bodies start to degrade starting age, even, like a 20, in the middle of 20s, right? So, and how is our physical performance now is going to create your physical abilities decade from now, 2 decades from now. So it's super important. So you're not just exercise, but you exercise for the 3 reasons. So you can, shed weight, you can train your cardiovascular system, and you train for mobility. Mobility is super important. Yes, like Haiti said, I mean, she wants to pick up, children. Yes, absolutely. Like I want to travel when I'm going to be older, and when I'm traveling, I will need to pick up my suitcase and put that in a compartment, right? In a like airplane compartment, and that requires mobility. I want to play with my grandkids. That requires mobility. Okay. So, and this is the most important factor of your lifespan, okay? Your physical body, your physical performance. Again, we're looking here at the entire lifestyle. It's very essential. How are we all doing in here? Are you guys with me? Put 1 in the chat if you guys with me. And give me some emojis here.
Amazing. This is amazing, Angelina. Mobility. This is an amazing topic. Like, how many of you guys want to just be able to do that, right? Carry your children, carry your grandchildren, not be tired. Thank you for unleashing this, Angelina. Awesome.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Tubi, for chiming in. So why are you fixing our lifestyle, right? So in reducing cellular inflammation, it's also important to look how a body are doing on the inside. So it's like you're checking the dashboard of a car if it's running smoothly, okay? So we need to look at things like how much sugar is in our blood, how well we sleep, how stressed we are, all those, like all those, like how resilient, how much strain we have today to exercise. Like I want you to think of our body like a super tech machine with lots of buttons and like dials inside. But unlike the regular machine, you can see these buttons and dials, so you don't always know how well this machine is working. And this is where the concept of monitoring comes in. Say monitoring in a chat. Say monitoring. So when you start keeping track of things like how much energy you have, how well you sleep, how stressed you are, so you start really looking what's happening inside of your body. And because we're all unique, different things going to happen inside of your body, right? So, like Lee might not have a higher blood glucose spike, but I might have. Or, Dr. Michelle, for instance, I mean, they could be stressed. But Dr. Tubi, right? She might, not have so much stress. So we need to see like how we react to, certain factors in our life and how the lifestyle that we're building really impacts us. So we can track, because we can only improve only when we can track. I come from corporate environment. So how do I have any like tech people here, like any technical people here? Because this is really important. I mean, because this is what I learned, right? In my corporate, I mean, we can only improve things that we can measure. The same thing applies to our health. We can only improve what we can measure. So And for some people, you may discover that when you start walking in the morning, make you feel more awake, right? Because you start, releasing all your, good hormones. When you eat a healthy snack, it helps you concentrate better. Okay, because you start to balance your blood sugar spikes. And you need to learn what works best for your body, applying all those modalities together. So again, we can improve only what we can measure. We can improve only what we can measure. So daily feedback and monitoring. Put in a chat. Daily feedback and monitoring. So what are we calling the system that I just uncovered for you? How many of you remember that? How many of you guys remember that? How we call the system? So we're uncovering right now cellular rejuvenation method. Okay. So we are uncovering the cellular rejuvenation method. Okay. So again, by prioritizing cellular health, we address the root cause of wellness and disease. So what do we call it again? Put it in the chat. Do you guys hear that? Cellular rejuvenation method. Okay. So let me ask you a quick. Are you guys still, how are you feeling? I mean, do you get that? We just uncovered. Maybe let's Dr. Tubi, let's have some takeaways here, because this is super important. This is super important, the cellular rejuvenation method. And we just uncovered the lifestyle. We just uncovered the lifestyle with, the 7-step method that I was just, describing you guys, and with monitoring biofeedback. So any takeaways here? Dr. Tubi, can we get some takeaways?
Yes, some takeaways. That was awesome. Well, let's hear some takeaways from what Angelina just taught us. Just go ahead and raise your hand with the reaction button. And I'll bring you up to the front. You can also type it in the chat and we'll read it out. What are your takeaways? Someone said cellular. Okay, no, I don't know if that was part of Abilene cellular rejuvenation method. What are some takeaways? He would like to come up and share.
This
I
will
don't know
help
if we,
you guys.
here we
Yes.
go. I'm bringing Havali up to the front. All right, go ahead and unmute and share. The lovely Havali, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Tubi. Thank you so much, Angelina. So I've had so many takeaways in the short time that I've been on, and I must commend you for bringing this topic to the fore, because this is something that's super, super important that a lot of people tend to neglect, or they don't realize and recognize that every system is interconnected and how important sleep and exercise are. I did post earlier in the chat that sleep and exercise are like Siamese twin, which means they affect our physiology more than we think. And Angelina said something earlier. She said, think about your body as a machine with multiple buttons that you can press, but you also need to be in what I've learned in scientific term, homeostasis, mean that your body needs to be in harmonized. Your system needs to be harmonized. So when you lack sleep, you lack exercise, then your physiology gets thrown off. And I hear that coming across beautifully in what you're teaching us, Angelina. So I want to thank you for that. And I'm excited to learn about the cellular rejuvenation method, because I know the body is such a powerful machine, and it can do so many things that we might not be aware of. And I've never heard cellular rejuvenation method. So I'm excited about that, and I want to learn more. Thank you.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much. Can we give it up for Havali for coming up, looking so beautiful and sharing that with us? Thank you. Anybody else like to come up? I want to read some of these while we have people coming up. Someone said, let's see. Yeah, they said they want to be able to climb mountains. They want to be able to carry suitcases all over the world, able to pick up children. Exercise helps with mood. Exercise helps with metabolism. These are some notes that we've been taking. Awesome. Yes, sleep and exercise. Siamese twos. Yes, thank you for sharing that, Avali. Stress increases cortisol, which increase fear, metabolic dysfunction, anxiety, sleep disorder, etc. I mean, man, we're getting a whole degree today, aren't we? This is awesome. We can measure what we manage. Less sugar. Heidi says daily feedback and monitoring. Yes, that's part of the cellular rejuvenation method. So who's excited? Do I have someone else that wants to? Oh, Holly says can only improve what we measure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because if you don't, like she was saying earlier, sometimes we're just in that place where we have that fear and that limiting mindset in our head. And we're like, okay, maybe if I don't check, I won't know. And if I don't know, you just think it's going to magically go away, but it doesn't. It just gets worse, right? Better for you to know what you're dealing with and attack it right away and be proactive with your health. And that's exactly what Angelina is getting ready to teach us in the cellular rejuvenation method. You are no longer relinquishing all control to doctors. You're going to take control of your own health. Who's excited to take control of their own health? If you're excited to take control and hear the cellular rejuvenation method, I want you to type take control in the chat. If you're excited, yes, health is wealth. If you're excited, take control, take control, take control. Yes. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Heavenly. Take control. Remember, yes, we want to be excited. We want to be engaged. This is so much information that people spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get to. People are spending so much money going to the doctors, trying to figure out what they have, figure out how to, get rid of that stubborn way, but they're not getting to the root cause. And that is what Angelina is helping us discover today, how we can take back control of our destinies, of our legacies, of our health. Because like Avalise said, our health is our responsibility. Say my health is my responsibility, right? It's no longer the doctor's responsibility. It's not anybody else's responsibility. It's our responsibility. So if you are excited, I need to calm down. I need to calm down because I'm excited.
Dr. Tooby, so good, so good.
Right.
So many golden nuggets. Yes.
Anybody else with some takeaways? All right. Yeah, somebody else will say my health is my responsibility. I love that. That should be our motto.
Very
My
powerful.
health is my responsibility. Yeah. Anybody else? All right. Awesome. Awesome.
Can you guys see like what we just uncovered? So this is the secret sauce. Okay, this is the secret sauce to unlocking your well-being. Because with this method, you have all the tools and knowledge at your reach. Okay, so where you can perform best, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I want you to imagine. So let's just take a moment and imagine. Imagine waking up every morning feeling energized and excited to embrace life to the fullest. Like imagine that you can very easily to reach and maintain your perfect weight, that you can feel vibrant, that you can be alive throughout the day. So imagine that, picture that your digestive system, okay, it works so well. Okay, it's absorbing all the nutrients and it fueling your body with energy. Okay, so, and no more bloating, no more fatigue. Okay, you're just full of vitality. Your skin radiates, you have this youthful glow, and everyone else is just wondering, how did you get that? What is your secret? So, and I mean, your emotions, I mean, you feel so harmonized, you feel so content, you don't have any more mental fog or confusion. So imagine that your life can unfold with clarity, okay, and your energy level is just on top, and you are so ready to tackle anything in your life, all the projects, with all the confidence. How many of you guys want to have this in your life? Put in the chat me. Put in the chat me. Because with this method, you're like a superhero. You're unstoppable, you're full of energy, you get to live your best life, you're looking, feeling sexy, just every step of the way. But guys, it's not for everyone, because, and this is what we already uncovered, right? So we're uncovered this, decisiveness, because if you're not open to change, if you would expand, like, if you expect the circumstances to change for itself instead of changing the circumstances, okay, so it's very important. So for those who are open to the idea of change and evolution, so this is for you, okay, because you have the power. We unpacked that today so many times. You have the power to change your destiny. Okay, you have the power to become the master of your destiny. And for those who are ready to rewrite this genetic code and understand that all they need is the knowledge and tools to get there. If you're ready to live the life you're designed to live, then this is for you. And it's also for those of you who are like listening right now, thinking, is this possible? And the answer is yes. Okay. So, okay, guys, it's time for some takeaways. Again, so how do you feel? So I want someone, to unmute and share what you've learned so far about the cellular rejuvenation method, because what I'm uncovering today, it's the system. Okay. And in the next session, I'm having my special guest actually coming in and teach you on the specifics, because she's a medical doctor, she's a functional MD, and she's going to teach you, she's going to give you more insights of how this all works inside of your body. So, but what are you guys getting so far? Do you feel like the method, the system that you're hearing is really profound in changing your house? And what do you need to have in order to, in order to change, in order to create the change within yourself? So,
How
how
do we- Mhm.
please unmute yourself. We can hear you. Okay, here we go.
So sorry about that. Yes. Whew, so many takeaways. I'm such a student. We have the power to change our destinies. We have the power to change our destinies. That is such a golden nugget. That is a big chunk of gem. You said something else. You said a lot of times what we lack is awareness in terms of having the knowledge and the tools. So once we have a shift in our mindset, then we have the tenacity, we have the ability to acquire the skill set that's gonna get us the results. And woo, that's a whole sermon. Thank you for that. We already have it within us to transform our destinies. We only need the knowledge and the tools. And I'm sure that's what you're going to uncover today. And the doctor is going to come and give us some more information. And I am just like super excited for myself and everybody else in this room, because I understand the importance of our health and our well-being, and what, like, I don't want to be like doom and gloom, but that's basically what's happening to a lot of people in this world, like not having the tools, not having the skills. It's going to just be like a sequelae of events happening until, you have spiking blood sugar, you have hormone issues, you have mobility issues, you have physiologic issues. And that is what you're teaching us today, to harness the tools and the knowledge so that we can transform our destinies. And I'm just feeling like super, super grateful. And I'm not just saying this because I know Angelina, I'm saying this because of the conviction I have. And being in the healthcare space, I know that there's nobody really talking about this. They're not talking about this. They're talking about how you can get another pill tacked onto your prescription, for which there's a side effect of that pill that you'll need another pill for. And before you know it, the big pharma companies are banking billions, and we are not taking full responsibility for our health. So I appreciate this information, and I'm looking forward to what the doctor has to share. Thank you so much.
Woohoo! What an insight. Heavily.
Wow.
Give
Wow,
it
wow,
up for
wow.
her. Wow, girl. I mean, this is so powerful. Yeah, what you just said, and it's so true. And yes, I mean, we can blame the medical system. However, I mean, it's not their fault. This is not something they learn in medical school. Okay. And this is the problem, because I mean, everything drives by the pharmaceutical companies, as you said, right? So I mean, they're like investing billions of dollars in the sick care. instead of the health. We're dealing with a sick care in this country, and in Canada, and all over the world. It's a sick care. So instead of learning the power of our own body, so we can continue the transformation, so we can jumpstart our transformation from the inside out, right? And this is, again, until we get the awareness, and this is my passion today, to give you guys the awareness that, this is something that that you can change. If you know the tools, if you know the system. It's not hard, it's easy. It took me 10 years to compile this information and to try. You ask me, Angelina, like, how, what is this modality? What is it? I've tried almost every modality. Like, I've been on all the diets. So I figured it out. So because I've tried it through my mistakes. But once you have the whole system, and again, you don't need to be raw vegan as I was that time, right now, because again, in the process of a cellular rejuvenation, you don't necessarily need to go extreme. There is the other tools that can actually clean you from the inside out. I didn't have the tool that time. This is what helped me. You can get there with the different tools. You can get there easier or harder. And what I'm giving to you, what I'm uncovering with you guys, is how to get there easier. Okay, how to get there easier. Because, and even though if you don't see this in your blood work, but you are having one of those symptoms that we talked about today, right? So like, you're maybe craving something, so you don't have enough energy, you have fog, you're fatigued, you cannot concentrate, right? So you're losing your memory, you're aging faster, you have like gray hair, like too prematurely. So this is all cellular inflammation, and this is and underneath reason to that is the toxicity. So again, with this formula, it's so easy just to fix all of that. And again, I'm going to bring the doctor in the next hour, so she can uncover the specifics, so she can uncover basically the essence of the cellular health. So heavily, thank you. This is so powerful what you just shared. Anyone else?
Awesome.
Yeah, anyone else have anything to share, or any questions you guys have for me? Like, who wants to share before we get into the break, and then we're gonna bring up the doctor.
Like, can I just say something about heavily? Like, first of all, to have a pharmacist on here talking about, let's give it up for her talking about Big Pharma, you know what I mean? She's keeping it real. If a pharmacist is coming to this masterclass, then you know that you are in the right place. And I'm super excited to hear what the doctor has to say. I'm super excited. Angelina has spent so much money on this, and now you're about to get this stuff for free. So who's excited? Like, I'm excited for that. What you're about to get in the next session with the doctor, your questions answered. We're going to take a break, and Angelina's going to lead us into that, but we definitely do not want to miss what's to come, because your breakthrough is just right around the corner. Your transformation is here today. Absolutely.
Any more questions in here before we part for the short break? We're gonna have 5 minutes break, and we will come back so you guys can have a bio break. You can refill your water. Are you guys having your water in here? This is my water. This is my, yeah, awesome. Yeah, we want to make sure that we hydrate ourselves. Okay, everyone is drinking water. Cheers. Okay, any more takeaways, any more questions before we part? All right, Dr. Toby, I think we're ready to take like a 5-minute break, and we will come back right after that.
Angelina's masterclass was a really
disease like lupus or obesity or so it was a great class, good stuff, and I definitely recommend it. I'll be looking forward to it.
Very stressful. I've been always suffering with being overweight, and I've been on zillion diets that were not sustainable. I would lose and I would gain double. It was hard. So that was the beginning until I found you guys. I sort of read I found you on Instagram, and I think both actually, Facebook and Instagram, and I started reading and listening to your videos and reading some of your reviews, and it sounded very interesting. I didn't know if I would be able to follow whole protocol, and well, that was just an immediate decision because I failed so many times. It was just a hard decision to make. I was pre-diabetic. I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes, and now my fasting sugar is pretty good. Fasting sugar is below 100, and not only that, with the food plan, it's not even a food plan. With the way my nutrition right now, I don't have any spikes of sugar spikes. My sugar is very stable during the day. I was able to decrease my cholesterol medication by almost 30 milligrams. I was taking 40 milligrams, now I'm taking just 10. And I'm actually looking forward to do my blood test, which I'm sure it's going to be much better. Losing weight, and of course the energy level is absolutely, when you at 5 o'clock, you're a dead animal, you just don't want to move, and now at 5 o'clock, you're just ready to go to the gym or, do whatever you need to. It's amazing. So I would recommend doing the life-changing experience for better. So everything that was on was very, very for me, because I feel like I was living in the dark, and now when you totally change your life without, you wake up being happy, it's very different. And it's because of all the things that we do on the program. It was so positive. When you get used to it and understand the value and the value of health, actually, you totally change my attitude toward myself, my body, my daily routine. And I can't say enough for this program. I'm very, very grateful for you, that actually you made me look at my life differently and believe that at 50 years old, I can lose weight and I can be happy and I can be healthy.
The words cellular rejuvenation is what attracted me to the program. I am a fitness professional myself. I like medical terminologies. I'm a data engineer. I like facts, analytics. And when I started looking at the information, when I saw those words, cellular rejuvenation, it just drew me in. And the more I read about it and explored, I was very intrigued, and then was fortunate to be able to attend a masterclass like this a few months ago. And it's just been just an amazing transformation that I've experienced.
Thank you for sharing that. Can you tell me, were you skeptical in the beginning?
Yes, absolutely. I had, in the last year, paid a good amount of money for 2 to 3 different programs, and I received benefits from each of them, but I never really lost any pounds that stayed off. And this was something that was, since the menopause, since the COVID, I really had some transformations in my body that I've never seen as an adult. And it was really frustrating for me as a fitness professional to not be able to lose the pounds that I had put on in the last year or two. So this was, I was skeptical because I didn't know anything. I didn't have a referral of anybody who had used your program. I just was attracted to the words and the vocabulary you guys use in your descriptions. I was able to handle multitasking things, but I wasn't able to focus very well. I wouldn't say I had a major brain fog, but I would get distracted. I'd be starting on a particular task, and then before you knew it, I was thinking about something else, or another thing went off in my brain. Oh, I need to go do this. So I struggled with, yes, I would handle multiple things at one time, but I wasn't doing them very efficiently. So I thought I was energized. I thought I ate well. What an awakening I had when I was, just enlightened by really how poorly my body was working, or it wasn't really as efficient as it could be, although I thought everything was fine. My labs, from my regular doctors, everything seemed normal. However, I did start to have in my regular checkups, like higher blood glucose levels and higher cholesterol, which again was frightening for me. And I didn't quite understand. I already ate so healthy. How could I adjust anything else to bring those down? Now to make the right decisions for myself, whether it be splurge a little bit, whether it be, eat what's going to really help my blood glucose levels be controlled. What I learned was I had a really bad habit of meeting people at the coffee shop and just getting things that I thought were healthy. That once I was able to apply a sensor, blood glucose sensor, I saw off the charts greater than 200 numbers from these drinks that I used to drink 2 and 3 times a day. So it was just eye-opening for me. Things that I thought were okay were not really okay. And I used to limit myself, I'm going to have my caffeine before noon. Well, little did I know, not only was I giving myself caffeine, I was flooding my body with all these sugars and creating all these havoc in my system that really was affecting my brain focus. So it was just educational for me and empowering. Absolutely thrilled in January when, it was just coming, the inches, and inches were just coming off. And we hadn't even started the detox. We were just starting that detox phase, but it was the implementing the good, healthy habits, the better glucose monitoring nutritional plan that I could have. By implementing those, I could not believe that I was now able to put on a pair of jeans that I couldn't wear. I had gone 2 sizes up, and I was able to go back into my drawer and pull out old pair of jeans and put them on. It was just really exciting. And then as we were to that point, we were just starting the 90-day detox, where I'm probably 6 weeks into that. And I will share that in January, when I started the detox program, that within a week, I was able to focus. There was no more wake up in the morning. What am I going to do? I'm going to do these 5 things at once. I was very goal driven, and I stayed on task, and I was able to accomplish so much more. I just was so excited. I think the program you arranged for us was a little bit each week, enlightening us with more information, challenging us with specific commitments each day. And I would learn from the people in the group when we had our coaching sessions. I'm going to say mini trampoline had been in my shed for 20 years. Oh, this is a great way to get your metabolism going in the morning when you want to do that early morning movement. And I pulled something out of my house, put it in my office, and I could not believe the energy that I felt just jumping on that little trampoline for a couple of minutes in the morning. So it was very easy for me to implement little at a time because it wasn't overwhelming. Each week we had some new modules we were learning about and new information we were kind of challenging ourselves with. So it made it easy to incorporate the old habits and then start adding another new one. So it was very easy to follow. I didn't feel overwhelmed because it was structured and it was easy to follow. And I'm one of these, I like a challenge. Tell me what to do and I can follow the process. It's me, researching, trying to do this and that. I get a little overwhelmed, but if I have a trusted resource, it's easy for me to just follow the process and see the results. Dr. Rustamova and her team were absolutely amazing. I was so excited to participate with them. And the extensive set of labs, she was just this wealth of information. By the time we got the labs back, I already already taken a peek at them, but you know, I saw this was off, this was off. But when I had like first 5-10 minutes of talking with her, she was able to look at the whole comprehensive set and really come up with a summation that made such sense to me. I couldn't even believe it. I have, over the last couple years, seen many professionals, and it was just overwhelming for me. She hit it the nail on the head within the first 10-15 minutes.
All right. We are back from the break. Have you guys rejuvenated yourself a little bit with water by a break? How are you feeling? Let's do some breathing. Everyone put hands up and let's do some breathing. When you put hands up, you inhale and then you exhale very quickly when you pull your hands down. Yeah. So like relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Are we feeling fine? Oh, nutritious lunch. Yeah. Hi, Haiti. It looks good. What are you having, Haiti?
You know, you said variety or something, part of tricking our body. So I have pumpkin seeds and hemp seeds and blueberries and raspberries and blackberries and bell peppers and some sort of kidney beans and spinach and kale and garbanzo beans.
Awesome.
Because you said good fats.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good fats.
Yes. Good amount of protein because you have beans, you have garbanzo beans, beans are protein. So
I have a little teeny bit of chicken in there too.
that's great. That's great. And a great lunch.
I just couldn't see it underneath all the other things.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Welcome back, everyone. How is everyone doing? Are we excited for this session? Because, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because someone is gonna come right now. Okay. So, but before I bring my special guest, okay. So I know that many of you guys are asking yourself a question: can I really do this? Okay, especially with all the information about that they see on the market about like different diets, okay, and all this tough routines out there. And this is why I want to introduce right now my partner, okay? My the amazing functional MD, Dr. Shanoz Rustamova. She's a big name in the health and wellness. She's the founder of the Power of Health and Wellness in Center Park Medical Practice located in the heart of Manhattan. She's a board certified OBGYN. She's a multi-state license. She's got really good of taking care of pregnant women in a risky situation and handling all those emergencies. She's a surgeon. And she's an expert in cellular health. She's an expert in the mental health, in a holistic health. She was the first one, who started doing the nutrition IV infusions. She's also a member of the North American Menopause Society. So you see, she knows all about the hormones, okay? And she is pretty famous in her field. She won lots of awards for being an amazing doctor. From 2010 to 2016, people voted for her to be the best doctors for moms to be. In 2016, she was named the top doctor of the year, and she got an award for helping people all over the world. And in 2018, she was celebrated as a Woman of the Year by a big professional group. So now, Dr. Rustamova is all about helping people feel their best using both her medical knowledge and holistic method that she's using in her practice. So I welcome to the stage Dr. Shanoz Rustamova. Shanoz, please come on camera, take the stage. I'm so happy that you're here. I told our audience that you're going to uncover today and what you teach actually in our mastermind program. So let's give it up for Chanel. Let's give it some fire because she's truly amazing. I'm so excited that she agreed to come here and actually give you guys this VIP hour, do some concierge coaching and uncover for you the cellular rejuvenation method. Welcome, Chanel.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. So good to see you. I was actually eavesdropping while you guys talking, while I was doing other things. It's an amazing, amazing conversations you've been having the past 2 hours. And it's amazing how many beautiful souls just gathered together, searching, looking for answers, trying to become more. And it's amazing. And you guys doing the work, and it's amazing. Thank you so much for that. So, Angelina.
So, Shanos, let's uncover today the cellular rejuvenation method. And I told the guys how brilliant you are in teaching complex concept in like very, very simple terms. So can we talk about, like cellular rejuvenation, about the cells, about the toxins? I mean, you have this amazing teaching that you do for our mastermind clients. So can you teach our brilliant audience here, because I mean they dedicated their time to come and be with us. So, and I know you're the best who is going to do that.
Thank you. So someone just dropped something like saying cellular rejuvenation. I've never heard of this term. I'm very curious to hear that. Guys, we all age, especially when women age. We do not like it. We want to stay healthy and young and beautiful. So we do have some mechanisms in our body that these mechanisms actually work perfect if you know how to use them, if you know how to oil your body, so to speak, oil the machine. And it's not something that we're going to give you like, oh, this is a revolutionary, it was discovered only recently. No, this is something that's been around for thousands of years. And for some reason, it was just kind of went a little under the radar. So we talk about cellular level, right? And why it's important. Like a cell is the smallest unit of any living organism, whether it's a human body, any mammals, amoeba, which is a microorganism. It has the whole life, the whole program, it's in one little compartment called cell. And you get all the information, what color of your hair and your skin and your eyes and what height you're going to have. It's all written there. What type of metabolism, it's all written there. What kind of nutrients and what kind of transporting system you're supposed to have and what is supposed to be present in your life. And if it's not present, then you're not going to get benefits. It's all written there. So all the information's about you, it's actually in one little cell. And potentially we can take your cell and put it in the Petri dish. We're experimenting right now as a scientist, and we could grow you. Maybe 100 years from now, we can grow you from that little cell because it has all the information and all the mechanism that is so perfect. And by the way, they already started working on the cell of a mammoth. And they are saying that sometimes in a year or two, we are going to have a species that reproduced, a live species that reproduced from the DNA of the mammoth. That's how fast we're going with our technologies and science today. Why? All based on that unit, the cell. It's a perfect, self-sustainable unit that actually determines whether the being is alive or dead. Now, those cells, we produce new cells and we kill them, not we, but it just gets destroyed due to various reasons, due to aging, due to toxins, due to environments, and so forth. And that is the normal cycle of life. Like think about, again, humans, right? You. What we all came from. Do we know what we all came from? We came from two cells meeting together. correct? Once upon a time, it was an egg and it was a sperm, and they met and they created an embryo, which is clump of cells. And those cells started multiplying faster and faster and faster and faster. 9 months later, you were born. And then as you're growing, you keep multiplying those cells. And now you're sitting in a chair, listening, comprehending, understanding with all the cells of your body. Digestion is happening. Some of you are drinking, some of you are eating. You don't even think about it. The cells are doing it for you. So what am I going for? I'm going with this to just emphasize how important it is to address that cellular level versus just general detox or general rejuvenation and so forth. So if we start working on the unit that is so perfect and carries all the information, you're going to get much faster, much better, and more sustainable, long living results. Okay. So are we there so far? Any? Yes. So we now understand how important the cell is and what's in the cell, right? Now, let's say the cell is the room. It's the space that has that border, and then it also has its own walls, compartments, and in each compartment, in each area, there is a specific machinery that is responsible for specific action. For example, mitochondria. Have you heard of mitochondria? Who knows what mitochondria is? Just say yes, 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 yes. Mitochondria it's your powerhouse, it's your battery, it's your energy storage. Okay. Mitochondria is important because just in case if the electricity goes down, then your generator will kick in and your body's still going. Meaning, if you're sick, if you're tired, if you're going through stress, if you're going through some kind of difficult situation, you and your body, then the mitochondria will got your back. All right. And then we'll also have other places. I'm not going to bore you, but things that are responsible to digest certain vitamins, digest certain nutritions, break down the glucose. All these things are just, it's a constant laboratory. It's a machine that is constantly working. The wheels are turning. Even if you're on your sleep, they still work for you. All right. Now, you also have a very important component in the cell called nucleus. And in nucleus, you have your DNA. And in that DNA, you have all the information about you. All the genes that you have. And human body consists of 25,000 genes. And each of that gene has its own information. And each of that gene can carry positive, which we call positive, but it's just expression. It could be something that make you predisposed to have certain conditions, diseases, weaknesses. And it also has something that may express in the form of positive things, your talents, your abilities to regenerate. So now, knowing all of that, you would say, then I need to get into that nucleus and make sure I'm turning on the gene that is bringing me youthfulness, vitality, and health and life, and dim it down or shut it off completely, those who are bringing certain negative consequences like, diseases and certain habits, by the way, also could be genetic as well. Okay. So that is your basically thinking that's what we call epigenetics. So going into that gene, knowing which button to push, which one to turn on and which one to turn off, it's your epigenetics. And many years ago, I think it was in the 60s, there was a big project called Human Genome Project was conducted in the United States. They also involved some European countries. And there was a guy, his name is Bruce Lipton. He was a part of that project. And then after that, Dr. Bruce Lipton, he did research on these cells and genes and chromosomes. And what he found that when you have a program in the gene, the factor that turns it on and turns it off is the environment around the gene. It's the environment. Okay? So that's why we say your genes are not your destiny, because once you understand that concept, then you create the environment around that gene so it will work for you. It's a very interesting concept. And if you want to dig more, there's a lot of books, a lot of articles written down. But that is just a simplified version of epigenetics. Another thing is very important to remember in rejuvenation process, revitalization and rejuvenation process, is that your body is governed by hormones. Your hormones are the messenger systems or those triggers that go in and turn off certain mechanisms in your body. Each hormone is responsible for certain metabolism, for certain functions. For example, thyroid. Thyroid is responsible for conducting the whole endocrine system. It's a conductor of your orchestra, your bowel, your muscles, your brain. Everything depends on the thyroid. Anybody has any questions about thyroid, or anyone has thyroid conditions or knows someone who has thyroid condition? I'm sure, because we have, the thyroid condition is actually a very, very common condition. And a lot of times, by the way, not recognized on time, not recognized because it doesn't just show up in the obvious signs. It usually comes out in the signs of lingering symptoms, which we call today signs of toxicity. We can actually recognize those signs of toxicity and prevent those diseases from happening.
This is so good, Chef Nos. I mean, what you just uncovered, it's a golden, right? So, and again, I mean, our body is governed by hormones, okay? There's, messengers, systems. So, and, when we have toxicity, so our hormones, they cannot listen to each other. So this is so good, Shanos. And I mean, I'm just, kind of, take away as you speak, because I mean, I want just everyone to understand that. And we've got some responses in the chat. Maria says that she has thyroid problem. Holly respond with Hashimoto. I've gotten my antibodies to zero through diet changes, but I cannot figure out if there is a.
Well, this is exactly what you did. You just changed the environment, because if you ask endocrinologists about antibodies or any doctors, they say once you have antibodies, you will have them for life. That's not true. You just proved them wrong, because you can actually reverse the process just by changing the environment. This is an example. Yes, Holly. It's very good. Yes, amazing. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
Maria,
what I was told.
that's what
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's a correlation, and we're going to talk about this. But as long as you understand the main principle of how the cell functions and what does it consist of and why it's important to pay attention to cell and work with cell, then you will be a master of your own life. Promise, guarantee. Okay, this master class is just to teach you how this machine works and which button to push and which button to avoid to push. So the next thing is also could be in category of hormones, but also in category of neurotransmitters that can affect your cell function. That is, you guys were talking about sleep and stress, and it's a cortisol or norepinephrine and all these neurotransmitters. When you are producing, if you are under tremendous stress, if you are reacting to external world, if you're not getting enough sleep, and guess what you're doing? You're pumping your cortisol. And then when cortisol is going up, your sugar, your glucose levels spike up as a response, because now your body is thinking, oh, wow, the danger is coming. Danger, 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 danger. I need to bring as much nutrients as possible, get lots of sugar, lots of spike, so I could fight or I could run away, flight. Okay, and as a result, what happens? Your insulin comes in and start pushing this glucose into the cell as much as possible. And then as a result, you create collection of that sugar, oxidative test, which is basically What's oxidation? You know, rust, like a rusty stuff, when it gets rusted, that is process of oxidation. So imagine if the metal is sitting, or some kind of material sitting in your cell and not being utilized, it turns into rust and rot. You see? So that is another, and we just, the more we stress about it, or the more we produce all these negative emotions, whatever negative emotion it is, we produce toxins in our cells. And that's why there's a saying, oh, she's such a toxic person. What do you think it's coming from? She is collecting so much toxins in her body. All right. So, and of course, it's a very important thing to know, to understand how, not only how your genes work, but also the concept called microbiome, which is a bacteria and fungi and viruses that live in your body. That is your microbiome, and you have it everywhere. You're not a sterile person, and you shouldn't be a sterile person. And they live in harmony when you are healthy, when you have healthy balance, and when they live in disharmony, inflammation, and disease when your microbiome disrupted. Microbiome, I always say that if you have only 25,000 genes, 25,000 genes, that's all you have with your information that drive your behavior, your habits, and so forth. Bacteria is actually 2.5 to 3 million. 2.5 to 3 million genes firing and wiring at the same time versus you only 25,000. Of course, you're outnumbered. So you want to make sure that you make friends with your microbiome. Okay, that's another factor that can affect your cellular toxicity. Now, cellular toxicity is basically inflammation, and another name for inflammation is inflammaging. The more inflammation you have in your body, the faster you age. Can you reverse it? Absolutely, yes. Just like Holly reversed her thyroid antibodies, you can do the same thing with every cell in your body, if you understand how. There are certain transporting systems. There is a certain, genetics, by the way, which also it's part of our exam. When we check, we always check for certain genetics that make you predisposed not to absorb certain things, and that affects your metabolism. So that is also important. Things like, thyroid genes or MTHFR gene, methylation genes, these are important genes too. So that is just the importance in a nutshell, why understanding cell is important and how reverse aging and stay beautiful and healthy for life.
Beautiful, Shaknoz. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And we have a question in the room. Holly is saying that she tried to lose weight through fasting and she ended up with a stressed kidney and an electrolyte imbalance. Would that be because my fat is holding toxins?
So I actually was listening to you guys about fasting. I don't remember who said, like, oh my God, on my 17-hour fast, I can't wait to have my latte. Fasting is great modality, but you have to do it right. You gotta do it right. And fasting is the form of detox. And any detox has to have a phase of preparation. So you have to be prepared for that. Then you go through fasting, and then coming off, you also have to have specific protocol, whether you're doing just fasting or you're doing detox with enemas like other people do, or you do, I don't know, like green juicing, or whatever you do, you have to have those phases. And you're absolutely correct. If you don't have specific, we call them binders. These are minerals and vitamins, so we're going to talk about them. If you don't have those guys, and these guys are a transporting system, their job is to come to pick up garbage that your body is dumping during detox, pick up that garbage and recycle it and bring it outside. And if this mechanism is not happening, then two organs start to work. it's kidneys, because it's a detox, your detox organ, and your liver. These are main detoxifying organs. They start kicking in. It's a defense mechanism. Your body is all about balance. Your body is perfect. You just have to know how to push the button, and which button to push or not to push. So that's probably was the reason why. And again, we do have patients where Angelina and I would discuss, and I say, maybe this person is not ready for fasting yet. Some people just cannot go fasting. Some people do. You see, it has to be individualized. There's no cookie cutter. There is no one size fits all, period. It has to be individualized.
What just Shagnose shared with us, and I see it actually everywhere, and this is the message that needs to be delivered to people. You know, I see a lot of people fasting for like during the Yom Kippur, right? So how many people like in Israel fast on Yom Kippur, even, you know, like in the United States? And then I've seen, you know, like I've had clients and they were reaching out to me like, when I have a conversation with them, that they couldn't even hold for half of the day fasting. The symptoms, they get into the emergency rooms, and this is why, because this is a toxicity. This is a toxicity in they're not ready. They're not ready for that. As Dr. Rustamova said, we need to prepare ourselves for start performing those modalities. So, but I want to actually go to the next question. So, Shanos, like you just uncovered, you know, you just uncovered the essence of cells. You just uncovered the, you know, toxicity, the cellular rejuvenation. You talked about epigenetic, which is, you know, which is great. Can we uncover because we talked about that today, the cellular assessment, actually the blood work, and not just the blood work, the tests and the whole cellular assessment, because the principle, the whole concept of cellular assessment are completely different from the conventional ways of looking into the human body. So can you please talk about the cellular assessment and blood work?
So when you look at any kind of condition, including toxicity or inflammation, there are two ways to approach the problem or in diagnosis. First, you have to have a screening, meaning that you just get the general idea, what is the degree of that damage to tissue is happening. And the second one is actual diagnosis to see in numbers what is happening. What do I mean by that? For example, if you have a test for general oxidation or toxicity, and if you, let's say, positive for a very, very, very like toxic, there's a different degrees of toxicity, and you showing the highest degree, then you want to know what exactly causing it. So then you start digging more. Okay, so the first part is assessment is screening. You are assessing your degree of your inflammation and toxicity in the cells. So by the way, it's a very simple test. We do it, you get it you know, at home. You don't have to go in the lab. It's a very easy one, all right? But then there are more precise tests, and when we, after, I would suggest, like, you know, to talk to practitioners and at least get some idea what it could be coming from, because it could be coming from just general toxicity from nutrition, or it could be coming from general toxicity from hormonal imbalance, or it could be coming from heavy metal toxicity, candida overgrowth. It could be from mold. It could be from, you know, so many other things. So then, depends on what you're thinking, then you can take that route and start targeting that diagnosis. Meaning, if you're suspecting that it could be hormones, then you check your hormonal level. If you suspect that it could be heavy metals, you do heavy metals. And then you see actual numbers to see, yes, that is a toxicity and the numbers are high. And now you start the detoxification and you track the numbers. So that's how I approach you know, toxicity testing.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, so this is, this is again, I mean, this is just, from, we're looking at that from the different perspective. I mean, we're looking at your, body cellular optimization. Okay. So, my next question that I have to you, so Janos, we have so many different detox programs, right, on the market today. Like, and, again, I mean, when I was looking and I was going through my journey. I mean, I, personally, I used so many different, programs, but how do we know which one to pick? What would be the best one to actually make the right decision for us to pick the right detox problem? So it really works on the cellular level, because the time that I was doing all of my detoxes, I mean, it was so harsh on me, right? So I mean, my story, I shared with you that many times, like turning raw vegan, I mean, doing all this, like prolonged, like a water fasts and just so many stressors, right? So that always kept my system with abundance of the cortisol. So what is the proper detox system? What is the right that you can say? So can you explain that to our audience?
Yeah. So there's a game, I don't remember which one was that, but then when you don't know the answer, you say, I'm going to call my friend and then get the answer from that. So this is one of those situations when you have overwhelmed the amount of information flying into your face. We have so much access to internet, and you can buy any kind of toxicity detoxification programs and use it. Then I say call your ancestors, which is, let's go back to our ancient traditions that our ancestors thousands of years ago knew how to detoxify and heal. This is my principle. And how they did that: number one, according to your gender. It changes according to your gender. It changes according to your age. If you're menstruating woman, according to your menstrual cycle and day of the cycle, the day of the moon, according to the season and the place on the planet where you live, according to your cultural things as well. You have to consider all these things. And that's why there's so much information. And that's why it's always good to have a guidance. So a good nutritionist, good coach, maybe a doctor, someone who is looking from all these points, rather than just saying, oh, we're going to do it because you're here, you're in my office, let's start. Okay. And based on that, then you're really doing, just like I said, no cookie cutter, you're doing an individualized approach. You are approaching that particular human that in front of me, I'm approaching it. And then we start from there. Now, again, the principle should be, just like I said, on the cellular level. Why fasting is amazing? Because you are detoxifying on the cellular level, right? You could just go and drink this Go Lightly that people use when they go for colonoscopy and they feel better. Yeah, you're just releasing your colon, which is not a bad thing, but it's not enough. You're just giving a little break to your GI system, you see? So getting to the very small unit of your body and starting from there and scraping it your way out, that is the best way to do it. How to pick it, like I said, it depends on your situation, depends on the season, depends on your medical condition, depends on your body type, depends on your age. All these depends.
Can you just explore more about the role of the, like vitamins and in minerals? Because we touched today on binders, right? Because I mean, you've just covered someone else, question about, like a binding all the toxins out of the system. So can you explore more on that, please?
Yeah. So the main principle of healthy life, healthy cell is, if this is the cell, nutrition goes in, waste goes out. Nutrition goes in, waste goes out. If this mechanism is working, your body is working like a beautiful machine. You have no problems. Now, this mechanism is not governed, most of the time governed by your DNA, but it is executed by those binders, we call them, vitamins, certain forms, certain chemicals. For example, there is a process called a methylation, where the methyl group, which is the part of your body, you have anything that has physical body, anything that has carbon has methyl group, supposed to have that. And that methylation is responsible. It's a vehicle, it's a transporting system that is responsible to grab the food that you just ate, that nutrition, bring it into the cell, and then grab that garbage and come out of the cell and dump it where it's supposed to go. So it's just one of those mechanisms. So vitamin group B, vitamin C, magnesium, all these elements, they do play a major role in that type of transporting system and removal of the garbage. For example, if you're cleaning your house and you haven't done that for, let's say, 2 years, there's so much junk in your house, and you're bringing it out and you're bringing it out and you're bringing it out, but you're not bringing it on the street because you can. So you're just bringing it in the hallway of your house, and it's just piling it and then piling it and then piling it. Yes, you're detoxifying your house, but you're not really removing it. So you need to have a system that will take it and bring it out. You need to have garbage bags. You need to have garbage truck. You need to have those guys who will pick it up and put it in a garbage truck. You want them to take it somewhere outside of the town so it wouldn't stink, right? The same similar principle is happening in your body. And that's what we call binders. It's a combination of those vitamins, minerals, certain elements and hormones that play a major role in that particular thing.
Are you guys getting that? Yeah. So like what we're uncovering here today is you need to have like a special binders basically to take the toxins out of your body. And yes, I mean, you can become like chemist, right? And actually, go ahead and, pick up, your own formulas and try and, in an experiment, but there is, proven solutions that exist that are actually going to help you to do that. So like, once I discovered this, this protocol, like later in my journey, it became, so easier, for me, like even to fast because, the cells is gone through this, preparation, and all this, elimination of the toxins. And then, the whole practice of fasting, it becomes much easier. So that's for you, Heidi, to uncover. Right. Yeah. Okay.
That's why we have the phases in our protocols. We have phase when you take certain vitamins, certain supplements in the beginning for a couple of weeks. And then when you're ready, then you go for actual detox. There's a specific set of vitamins and minerals that you should take.
Yes. Yes. And now, before we go further, let me just share something with you guys. And because we talked about that, we talked today about our 7-step cell rejuvenation method, right? And I want to just project the template for you. This is actually in your VIP dashboard. If you guys are VIP, so you can find it in your dashboard. And Shanos, I will ask you to just explain that, again with, all the details. So let me just start sharing my screen.
All right. Got it. So yeah, as you see, this is basically a little summary what I was trying to convey. So we look at the genetics and epigenetics, and we look at you see each circle represents certain how do you call it, action. And you have to consider all these aspects of your life. It's not just taking vitamins. You have to approach your body from all aspects, your nutrition, your psychological well-being, your mindset, your like, you know, sometimes in some cases, people completely change their culture. I'm not saying you have to forget your ethnic culture. I'm talking about the culture of your own life, your personal culture. Like if your way of going out was just go and drink with your friends and have a cocktail, you will change that culture. You will still going to be with the same friends, but you're not going to drink cocktails anymore. Your culture will be different. Just an example, right? And then by doing all these actions, which may take some time to develop those habits, we call them atomic habits, which is we are running on program. We are programmable and programmed beings. So once we reprogram that, then we bring your inflammation down. And then because of that inflammatory changes and degenerations that happens in your body, that starts to go down. And the body fat, as you see, body fat is all the way in the bottom. Why? Because this will happen as a side effect. It's easy. Once you start focusing on your health and well-being, inflammation, and doing all these little things, little increments, then losing weight will be automatic. You don't even think about it. Okay? And we were talking about mitochondrial function and immunity and, you know, the lifespan. Of course, if you are taking care of your machine, if you are oiling it and cleaning it and shining it and polishing it and making sure everything is working properly, and if something broke, you immediately replace it, of course, your machine will last longer and be efficient for a long period of time. Same way is the human body. As we're sitting and talking right now, there are trillions of cells are being born and being destroyed, being born and being destroyed in our body. And it's all happening because of this miraculous thing that we call human body that has its own intelligence and knows how to do. And a lot of times we just get on the way and creating this environment where we're no longer dumping toxins in our body and helping to eliminate and supplementing it with good nutrition and not bringing all that inflammation from cortisol and exercising and bringing oxygen and blood flow into the body. And by the way, there's also one important thing about exercise is fascia. As we age, fascia becomes tight. Fascia it's like a tiny little thin capsule around the muscle. Not only muscle, but it's on the skin, it's everywhere. It's a meshwork of that connective tissue. And when you age, the older you get, the stiffer that fascia gets. And all these particles and toxins, again, on the cellular level, gets trapped in that fascia. So every time when you do yoga, every time when you run, every time when you stretch, you're stretching that muscle, you're stretching that fascia, you're releasing toxins. You see? So every modality is participating in detoxifying process.
Dr. Stamova, like to address, because I think this is a very, very important question that we've got, you know, this question asked all the time. Like, can you talk about why this method, you know, and if this method will work for any condition, whether you're, you know, your premenopause, your menopause, you know, you're a man or you're a woman, or you know, you have type 2 diabetes, or you have high blood pressure, or you have elevated sugar, or you're fatigued. So will this method work for like for everything, or I mean, just for the certain conditions?
No. This approach is the cellular approach. And you are working on the smallest unit where the whole thing happened. Disease happens in the cell, health happens in the cell. So if you're addressing not the disease, but the environment and the source and plucking it out, then disease will disappear. So thus, it should work on everyone. The question is the timing, of course. In some cases, you can get results very quick. In some cases, it could be a process. But this particular principle is basically we are paying attention to, we're building a building and we're making sure that our bricks are good quality. And it doesn't matter whether we're going to have 3-story building or 1-story building, or it's going to be just whatever it is. It's going to be a good sturdy building because we're paying attention to the actual brick, to the quality of the brick.
Are you guys getting that? You know, are you getting that? Do you understand the concept behind it? And what just Shekhnuz, Dr. Rustamova like uncovered for us, right? So once you basically learn how to communicate with your body, right? So once you learn your body type and predisposition, so this information will serve you as a roadmap for life. So you can get the body you want, you know, you can actually get the sleep that you need. You know, it also will slow down your aging process, and you will just turning into, and I love this, you know, saying that to the CEO of your own health. So it doesn't matter, I mean, what conditions you have, even if you're healthy and you just want to, you know, keep yourself, you know, vibrant and young and delay your aging process, right? So, and there's a people, you know, who do that and report that, right? So I don't know if you heard about the Brian Johnson, he's a guy who is reversing his epigenetic age, right? So, and he's well known, and he actually follows the same protocol. The only thing is that he reports his measurements, all the, you know, his blood work, the MRIs to the public. Okay, so he's like a guinea pig. So, but we can see he reversed his epigenetic age by 20 years just by following the same protocol. Okay, so this is the power of that. This is the power of this protocol. It's not the one size fits all approach. Okay, it's designed to be adaptable. It addresses different health challenges because it's focusing on the cellular detox and on the nourishment. Any questions? I mean, do you guys have any questions so far? I mean, we have Dr. Rustamova here in the house. I mean, how often you get to talk to the doctor in the private environment who can answer all of your questions?
Ask me anything.
Yes, I want to, I want to bring
Any
us back
question.
to the room, and so you guys, so we can, you know, we can see each other, and you know, people with any autoimmune diseases, with any throat disease, please unmute yourself and let's jump in and let's ask Dr. Rustamova questions. We have 15 minutes to ask her questions for free, guys. I mean, she's spending her, you know, Saturday afternoon to come here and give you guys a value. All right. So, and by the way, Kata said this is so much resonates. Can you talk about how this can help with fat loss after menopause? How does this tie into hormones? This is great. Yeah, Katya, you missed a little bit because Shernose actually uncovered how it's related to hormones. But Shernose, can you give like a quick, concise version of it?
So here's, again, we're going to go back how when we're young and healthy, the cell works perfect. But then life happens to us. We start eating certain foods, we start doing certain things, we stop exercising, and the toxicity starts piling up. When we talk about piling up toxicities, it doesn't happen overnight. We're talking years. And that's what we call aging. You see? So hormones at that moment still working, and your body is living in a specific hormonal environment. Let's say you're still menstruating, you're not menopausal yet, and so forth. Then there's a certain phase, it's called perimenopause. For women, sometimes it can start at 45, sometimes at 42, sometimes at 50. It could be 5 years, it could be 1 year, it could be 10 years. Everybody's different. But this is the phase when your body becomes more vulnerable. And now you see the things and abuse that you could just push on your body and your body would just take it. This time she goes, No, you do it yourself. And all of a sudden, you start gaining weight. You're moody. The hair start falling. The skin is not glowing. You know, all these things start showing up, and routines that you used to work stop working. Why is that? Because the hormonal environment is different. And remember when we said about epigenetics, the genes depend on your environment. So then once environment is different, then they express itself differently. The genes, they express themselves differently. And as a result, you're getting different results. So now we have this slowing down emotion because now the hormonal levels are different. And now the toxins are piling up faster and detoxification is going slower and is going faster, faster, faster. And one of those hormonal fats that we have, visceral fats, we call it, in our belly, it starts to grow. Why do you think it starts to grow? Because we have this mechanism, that portion of the fat, it's called omentum. Another name is visceral fat. And that particular fat is responsible to hold toxins. Just in case if there's any leakage of from lymphatic system, from your bowel, any kind of toxins, the job of that fat is to grab it and hold it. Anything, including cancer cells. That's why people who go for cancer excision surgeries, what we do, we remove the organ, and the first organ that we, not organ, but portion we remove is that fat. Why? Because it stores not cancer cells, but toxicity that can create more. The procedure called omentectomy. But going back to menopause, that's why that fat starts to grow. Menopause, cortisol, all the hormones, we call it hormonal fat. And all of a sudden you start developing it around your waist. Not only people, look at dogs. If someone is walking a dog, even if it's a small dog, you look at the dog, you could tell the age of the dog, even if it's looking good. If the waist is big, she's old. You could tell. Same reason. Because over time, we collect toxins, and momentum is trying to collect and collect and collect. Once you start detoxifying yourself, all these toxins coming out of these lipocytes, adipose tissue, coming out, being drained into your gut with the lymphatic drainage and all that. Once you start exercising, jumping on trampoline, and eating certain foods and loosening up your lymphatic system, boom, gone. That's the mechanism. It's a simple plumbing, so to speak. See?
Yeah, so what just Shano's uncovered, this is very powerful. And again, I mean, just, to reemphasize what it talks, what she talked about is like, and we talked about that. So like the toxicity, right? So it causes, hormone resistance, right? So, I mean, there is no way for hormones to communicate with each other. And this is why, I mean, all those developing conditions are happening to us, like a blood glucose spikes, and, we're turning into, blood type 2 diabetes. So again, I mean, once you start eliminating the toxicity, okay, you start, communicate, have this messenger system between your hormone working again. So this is just a simple principle. Okay. So, and
another thing I was going to add with the menopause, or perimenopause, one stinky part about that state, when, you have your menstrual cycle running and you're not in menopause yet, your body's still going through preparations for that menopause years before that, at the age of 35. You just don't see it because it doesn't show you. It's not obvious. But the way you actually feel it, that's why Angelina was asking you guys if you have any cravings, especially during PMS. If you're PMSing, that's the language that your body's telling you that something is missing. You see? So then if you're ignoring it, if you're not addressing it, then slowly it starts piling up. And the first organ that starts piling up is your gut. And inflamed gut cells, they become so inflamed, so then they develop gaps between the cells. And then the toxin starts to leak into the tissue, and we call it leaky gut. So the process keep going. Now we hit perimenopause, maybe menopause. The fat is growing. We're going crazy, hot flashes. And guess what? The next organ after that, leaky brain fog. What was I doing? What was I saying? You go in the room. What am I doing here? I wanted to get something. I forgot. Leaky brain. Same mechanism.
And
It's
this
also
is not just aging, guys, because we're so used to think that this is aging. It's not, it's the toxicity, right? And this is why Dr. Chanel's talked about those binders. So binders, not just to flushing out, detoxing from your cells, but also from your brain. So this is again, I mean, this is comprehensive approach, like removing toxins, from, your entire body system. How many body systems we have? Like each organ, it's its own system. So this is why this is so important. Okay. So, and again, I mean, how we do that, I mean, this is with this, special supplements and absolutely the lifestyle, because if you keep doing what you're doing, it's not going to help you. So this is why what you saw on the diagram, it's the whole system. It's, basically the 7 steps of our cellular rejuvenation method, right? Coupled with the first cellular assessment, because we need to see where you are. I mean, what is your level of toxicity? What is your level of inflammation? And once we know, then we can prescribe, like proper protocols. And then, we can help with the specific supplementation. Are we guys clear here? I mean, and I see a question from Holly. Like how do we figure out, like the binders and how we get cellular testing? Holly, we're gonna cover it just after the session. I'm gonna uncover that after the session. Just stay tuned. Okay, we're gonna uncover that. Actually, that was a question from Haiti. Yeah, from Haiti. So we're gonna uncover that. Stay tuned. And Holly was talking about that gluten is definitely a trigger, but there must be something else as well because it's still in progress. Yeah. So of course, I mean, there are so many things. There are so many things that create cellular inflammation, right? So I mean, today we uncovered 3 things. You guys remember what we uncovered today? We talked about toxins, right? That come from many different sources, right? So the toxin, this is your, like a dental health. They come from, from the environment, they come from water, they come from food. This is why it's so important to eat in a specific way, that you eat anti-inflammatory diet. It's not about the specific diet, and it's about cycling. And I just want to give you my example because I mean, I'm living basically this life, and I'm just like you. I mean, I'm like in menopause right now. And like thanks God I have my partner, Dr. Rustamova, who, always like looking at me, and we work together. So, without her, we're, such a mess. But, because I'm doing this, like a cellular detoxes, right? And she knows that I just recently actually gained 10 pounds suddenly in a month. But that was because I know we talked about that because of my cortisol. Can you imagine? Because I was overburned. I was like going and pushing and sleepless night. It was like for 1 month, I needed to do something, right? To accomplish something. My cortisol was always elevated. I've had abundance of cortisol. I started to gain weight like crazy. In 3 weeks, I gained like 10 pounds. But look at this, because I'm doing cellular detoxes, I just started this spring cleanse. This is my 2nd week of the detox. And because my body is well prepared for that, I'm already lost 15 pounds just in 2 weeks. And again, it's not about the pounds because I'm cleansing myself. And I'm also switching up my diet. These are the things that you need to understand: rotation, diet variation, right? Be prepared with a cellular detox to, then to practice all those lifestyle modalities. Okay. And other people, I mean, other doctors, they don't tell you that, even they're holistic, they say, okay, let's do, this just, one fast, but are you prepared to do the fast? No, because you can get worse. You're going to stress your system just the same way. when people do the tireless workouts, and I was the one, I was spending hours in the gym, doing the workouts. I mean, spending 2 or 3 hours in the gym. I stressed out my system, and my fibromyalgia just got worse. Okay, so are we clear here? Do you guys have questions? We have 5 minutes left in this VIP session. You guys have ability to ask Dr. Rustamova a question.
All right, this is the Q&A section where how many people were just so excited about what the doctor just shared with us? Can we give her some love in the chat? Give her some emojis. That was awesome information that, I mean, getting a one-on-one to someone to take the doctor to take out her time to give us this kind of information. I know it's hard for me to even have 15 minutes, to next patient, next patient, next patient, to have 15 minutes with your own doctor, right? So she just spent this time. So please give her some love for that. And this is going to be our Q&A section. So if you have any questions, just indicate by raising your hand. We'll bring you up to the front and we can ask. Heidi, did you have a question?
I guess for the great time that I've gotten to spend with you, if you had one takeaway that I should bring into my life today, what would your main takeaway be to start the process? I guess we're going to learn about the detoxing and the cellular aging, but what can I take away that I can implement today?
You asking me or Angelina?
Yes, that's for you.
Oh, okay. So the main thing, considering that now you know where you have to put your attention and focus on, you're gonna have to look into a healthy way of detoxification on the cellular level. Okay, study more. Like more knowledge you have, the better. I encourage my patients.
I literally have read almost 40 books this year, so it's not like I'm not trying to study, but I would love anything that you think is like your grain of whatever it is that is yours so far this year.
Okay, so then in that case, if you're already knowledgeable, then the way
I'm
you
trying.
that's good. That's good. That's good. You start to apply it. Now it's a spring, right? The springtime is the cleanse time. Start applying it slowly, and I'd say have a good supervision. Someone has to watch you to make sure that your parameters are okay. You have to make sure that you're getting all your vitamins on board, whether it's in the form of supplements, especially for the detox, you need to have supplements. And then green juicing, not vegetable juicing, but green juicing. Yes.
This is
One thing I would say,
Yeah.
juicing, as soon as you do it, you have to drink it immediately. Why? Because once you break the capsule, the skin of apple or lemon or whatever it is, the nutrients start to degrade slowly because you're breaking that ecosystem. So then in a couple of hours, the juice that you made may not have that much of the nutrients.
That would make sense.
Getting this beautiful vibration of life thing and plus nutrients, your body's going to love it.
Okay, thank you.
Start watching, and I would say watch your, if possible, if you have any wrist or like a glucose monitoring, you have to understand how your body functions and what it likes, because you just showed what you're eating. And according to our knowledge that we have, according to books that we have, you're eating healthy stuff. It's beautiful, right? Rainbow bowl and all that. But is it good for you? That's the question. So you need to make sure that your body is liking it, and thus you have to be able to read it, okay, through different monitoring system. You have to come up with a monitoring system, considering that you're doing it yourself. I'm just giving you a tip if you want to do it yourself. If you need help, of course, there are people like Angelina and other people that you can always, talk to them. But that is the principle. Okay, you want to do it at home, but you want to do it safe. So glucose spikes, insulin spikes, those things. You have to also make sure that you don't have cortisol spikes, going to bed on time, and then doing some cortisol decreasing activities, especially once we hit after 40. It's important for us to learn how to keep cortisol level. Now, push, push, go, go after 40 is actually not good for us. The body doesn't like it. You have to drink hot water and warm water versus cold water and icy water. Your body doesn't like that. Pay attention to lymphatic drainage, whether it's lymphatic drainage machine when you just shake on the platter, or you jump on the trampoline, or you do lymphatic drainage massage, but it has to be a part of your routine. You see? So saunas, breath work, cold showers, cold plunges. You know, those things, they help to bring cortisol. Acupuncture brings the cortisol down, helps to bring the cortisol down. Exercising, just like Angelina said, you have to rotate exercise as well. You know, you have your days when you have heavy activities, and then you have less heavy. You have to give yourself a break, especially when we start approaching menopause. Building the muscle is important for us, because this is our saving grace. This is where we keep ourselves away from osteoporosis and so many other things. Yeah, brushing and drinking water. Absolutely. Absolutely. Brushing, dry brushing. So you have to make sure that you're addressing all these things. And that's what I say. It just start with that, especially during springtime. It's time to do it. And then in terms of fasting, when you go fasting, one little tip for everybody. Again, remember, you have to be prepared for fasting, for detox. And consider that we did that and you're ready, and now we fast, and we're going to go for 3-day fast. Another way of remove toxins before fasting and eliminate headaches and all these yucky feeling when you fast is actually enemas. Not the small little enemas, but good, nice enemas with just water is enough. Some people use coffee enemas, but the idea is to flush out this bad microbiome from your gut, because the reason why you feel headache, the reason why you feel tired and all that, because that microbiome is dying off and releasing all these toxins. And why is dying off? Because good bacteria can live without food for more than 3 days. Bad bacteria cannot survive without food for more than 36 hours. That's what we call autophagy. And this is when we become sick, because now the bad bacteria is sitting there, where's my food? And then it starts dying off, capsule ruptures, toxin comes out, you feel headache, and you go, you know what, where's my latte? But if you know all these little tricks, then you do that.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you
Amazing.
so much.
Dr. Chanel just gave you concierge coaching. Like so good. Did you get out of it something?
Thank you so much. Yes, I wrote tons of notes. Tons of
Okay.
notes. And
Can we, first of all, can we, give it up for Chanel's? And what I will ask next, can I please have a couple of people from the audience? Can you guys share the value that you just got from your coaching with Dr. Rustamova? Can you just, because we want to have, some, like testimonials, for her time. So can you just, speak about, did she help you today, and in what way she helped you today during this session? So if you could just, pump up in here and just uncover a couple of things, we would appreciate that.
Just go ahead and indicate by raising your hand. All right, Katya Marie, I'm going to bring you to the front. All right.
Hi there. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. I don't have my camera on. I'm not someplace where I can do that today, but I did want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate the clarity and the simplicity by which you really kind of tied together a lot of complex ideas about how to improve health, and really connected a lot of dots that have been really helpful to kind of bring this into real focus and just make it kind of like a clear decision that it just makes sense. There's no way to really avoid regular detoxing if we're wanting to stay healthy and vibrant and youthful and really optimally healthy. So thank you for that. Beautiful.
Thank you, Katya, for your heartful message. Thank you so
Oh.
much. Is there anyone else who wants to jump in and share your takeaway from your session with Dr. Rustamova?
I have one more thing, if I could, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say too, one of the things you guys were talking about cortisol, and I know I came in the middle of the session, but one of the things that I had really forgotten about until I heard you guys talk about it was the impact that cortisol has on our body's natural ability to detox, and that it really can impede almost everything. And I made a little comment in the chat that I notice it so much when and I don't really think about it as cortisol, but it's definitely a cortisol response, I'm sure, that just like staying up so late, and I'm probably not the only one that gets excited about what you're doing during the day, and then just staying up too late. And sure, you know, I can get the, you know, 7, 8 hours or whatever it is that I'm going to get in the night, but it's just not the same. And you were talking about inflammation, and I was commenting to my partner the other day that what an incredible difference there is. And you reminded me of this, Angelina, when I go to bed at like 10 o'clock and get the same or less amount of sleep, I wake up looking, and more so, I'd say looking differently and feeling differently, but it is such a marked, noticeable difference. So thank you for, you know, attaching the word cortisol again to that, because it's just, you just don't think about it sometimes. It's just like an everyday thing. Everybody's busy, everybody's working. Oh, so I'll stay up a little bit later. But it's amazing to see when I, at least for myself, when I stop to pay attention, what a difference. Like my body is literally screaming at me by basically remaining inflamed so much through the day simply because I didn't sleep. And it seems so simple, but it's really so powerful and so easy for me to just not do. So thank you for that reminder.
Yes, Katya, thank you for sharing. This is very powerful what you just shared with us. And yes, you know, bringing our awareness, you know, to the cortisol, bringing our awareness to, you know, have a good night's sleep. And I'm going to share more with you guys is that because, I mean, we, you know, in our mastermind, we have, you know, tracking devices that, you know, we put on our clients, and that will help them to see, you know, their health from inside out. And I mean, I'm just looking at my own health, and this is where you start to get more aware. Like, this is why I stopped drinking alcohol completely. I mean, I am like alcohol free from like 3 months, because when I see what's happening inside of my body after I drink alcohol, then I look at my sleep performance and I'm just panicking. And then, you know, like my cortisol getting up. So it's all interrelated. So your whole lifestyle, right? So it's all coming up together. So again, I mean, you need to know how you react to specific things. And once you start to be aware, once you start to recognize what's happening, so you will make a better decisions. So thank you, Katya, for sharing. Now, we're going in, you know, like, you know, into the next part, and I want to ask you a question. How many of you guys would like to have this method with all the tools and all the modalities that we talked about handy every single day, knowing what you do every single hour? Someone put in the chat, me. Okay, so, okay, guys, let me show you something. This is the method. Okay, this is the method. Okay, how many of you guys would like to have this? This is the entire system in the palm of your hands. Okay, I see a lot of yeses. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is, are you guys okay skipping break? And we just go into that? Are you guys okay with that? Can you give me some yeses? Yeah, or wave at me? Okay, all right. So let's go. Let's say, let's go. Are we still have a good energy here in the group? How are you guys feeling? I want to see your faces. I'll switch over to gallery. You guys feel all right? Yeah, you're feeling good? Awesome. Okay. So, all right. So great takeaways. You know, great session with Dr. Rustamova. Now, let me guys ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How many of you guys, my screen is like, I stopped seeing you guys. I don't know, what did I do? Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay. How many of you guys enjoying this masterclass so far? Put it in the chat, me. Put it in the chat, me. Awesome. I know a lot of you guys are asking yourself a question. What's next? Is it okay if I share with you how we serve people? Give me a yes in the chat box. Okay. Okay. I see yes from me, from Dr. Michelle, from Holly. Oh, thank you, Holly, for saying that's the best one, from Katya. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. So how many of you feel like you're stuck, struggling to find the right path forward? Show me your hands, guys. I want to see your hands. How many of you are consistently tired or, battling with extra pounds, or maybe you're grappling with some symptoms, maybe you have fatigue, or maybe you have like brain fog or inflammation. And how many of you guys struggle to stay on the same path because you don't feel motivated, or just, you cannot be consistent? Put in the chat me, especially for the consistency part. Like, how many of you, you try to be consistent? So what I'm going to uncover is that this is not for everyone, but this is going to be perfect for some of you. What we have done is we have taken all of this that we talked to you about today, okay? We have put it together for you in one power packet, wellness accelerator. So this is what Dr. Tubi started to share on the screen. So I want you guys to see that. Okay, so this is our power pack wellness accelerator. Okay, so we can help accelerate your health and your transformation, and we put it all together for you at the event called Power Your Peak Life Workshop. Okay, so what is this? Okay, Dr. Tubi, you can, yeah. So it's a 3-day live event where you will be discover the exact formula that we uncovered with you today to look and feel sexy, lose those 20 pounds, getting your energy back, so you can live your vital, sexy life. Okay, so I want you to picture this. You are in your ideal weight and you always feel satisfied without any cravings. Your body feels rejuvenated. Your digestion is perfect. You efficiently absorb nutrients that fuel your body with energy instead of causing bloating or fatigue. Your skin glows with a youthful radiance. Everyone turns head and, like asking you, what is your secret? And on top of that, imagine that you can look 10 years younger. So does it sound all good to you? Give me some yeses in the chat if it sound good to you. How many of you guys want to have this in your life? So how many of you guys want to build this vital sexy identity? Type vital sexy me in the chat. Vital sexy me. So what we're going to do, we're going to hold you by hand and we're going to guide you through the step-by-step, the cellular rejuvenation method. We have all the elements. You're going to have everything in that 3-day period so you can become like celebrity you always knew you could look like, but you have failed to, to become before. So I want you to imagine that. You walk into the room, you see yourself in a mirror, and you're so thrilled how toned you look. And you finally have all the energy, you have all the drive, you have all the enthusiasm to tackle all your projects, your businesses, maybe, your adventures, to travel, right? So how many of you guys want that? Put in the chat, I want this. And I call it a world-class experience because you will be surrounded by the best in the coaching industry as we work together to enable you to unlock your body's power to detox, rejuvenate, and heal. So you can finally shed those pounds, restore yourself, so you can look and feel amazing. You can slow down your aging process. You can look younger. So in each session over the 3-day live coaching and implementation workshop, so it's structured in a way that we will unlock your next level of wellness by turning information into transformation in real time. How many of you guys been in a workshops when you just give you knowledge, right? So and you take a lot of notes, and you go and basically that's it, right? So I mean, you never implement that. So this is not the case. So you're going to be implementing that every single day. Okay. So within 3 days, you will have a complete transformation. All right. So this is really that you will get this experience to transform you into this fat burning machine, into the with your new cell rejuvenation, so you can become the celebrity person waking up every morning full of energy and vitality. How many of you guys just want to have that? And again, industry's experts. So we're going to bring Dr. Rustamova. She will be training you on cellular health so you can thrive. Okay, I will be there. My inside coaches will be there so you can overcome bad habits that hold you back and make you consistent in your health journey. So in just 3 days, imagine leaving behind all the burdens of the past and stepping into the world where you feel incredible, sexy, and full of energy. How would it feel not to be overweight, like older than you are? How would it feel for you? Like unattractive to yourself? This is why we're here to help you to really shine brighter. Would you like to feel that way in your life? Would you like to feel that? Put some yeses in the chat. And also my next question, how many of you guys been to the doctor and the doctor ordered your blood work and came back with no issues, but you still weigh the way you feel with a bunch of symptoms? So they never told you that your inflammation levels, and this is what we're gonna give to you. This is why our approach is different from anyone else. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start analyzing your current state with a unique perspective. Okay, we're not just looking for health, we're seeking optimization of your well-being. So we will run a special test on top of your comprehensive lab tests that is super accurate and helping us to see how much inflammation in your body. It's a precise way to understand what's happening within your health. We will use a special diagnostic tool to really check different parts of your health. And this test look at the things like your vitamins, your blood sugar, your inflammation, stress, toxins, gut health, hormones. So our unique system of analysis is very different. It uses different metrics than any of your holistic doctors or medical professional, and we will look at your results and be able to exactly tell what's causing your weight gain. Okay, what's causing your weight gain, hormonal imbalances, fatigue, poor sleep, other symptoms, and we will make a plan just for you to make you feel better and healthier. So after the cellular assessment, you will have one-on-one with Dr. Rustamova to receive actionable customized recommendation for optimizing your well-being based on your cellular health assessment. Okay, have you ever had this experience with your doctor? Exactly, my doctor is clueless. Yes, that's right, Holly. Yes. All right, this is not it. We will also prescribe and keep track of your progress with a painless patch that you put on your arm to track your blood glucose levels continuously throughout the day. Okay. And also with the cutting edge hand wearable devices, you will be able to see your sleep quality, stress recovery, your physical strain, all your vital signs. So you're going to get inside of your body. So you're going to see what's happening with your body from the inside out. And this information will empower you to make the right choices every single day. So basically you will see what's happening in your body, every single day. And that will help you to, very efficiently create this transformation in your wellness journey. And to support you with that, we will provide tailored insight into actionable advice for you, empowering you to make informed decisions about your diet and lifestyle so you can keep yourself on track. Do you see how this is going to help you to stay motivated? Do you see that? How many of you guys, see that, how this biofeedback and monitoring? Yes, 100%. Next, we will customize the nutrition and fitness. Go back, Dr. Tubi, and lifestyle plan. Go back to the diagram. We had a diagram with 8 elements. So in lifestyle that suits you perfectly for you. So it's custom for you and you can easily follow it. We want to make sure you reach your goals and you know exactly what to do every single day without any hustle and grind. So no more guessing, no more counting calories, no more exhaustion workouts or feeling stressed out, right? So because we will give you like this system that you will know exactly what to do every single day. So also what we're going to do, we're going to give you innovative, no recipe meal preparation system designed for simplicity and health. So with this system, you will be able to create balanced, nutrient-packed meals that support glucose regulation, that are going to fight inflammation in just 10 minutes. And you don't need to have any culinary skills. How many of you guys want that? How many of you guys want to spend only 10 minutes in the kitchen and just eat, and you know that you're gonna, eat delicious meals in no time and feed the whole family? Awesome. So, and we're gonna throw in some bonuses for you. Now, tell me, do you guys remember, like Dr. Rustamova covered the importance of the detox at the cellular level? Now, we're going to give you professional grade 90-day solar system supplements that are designed to prepare you for safe detoxification, to proper nourishment, to balance your microbiome, and to complete the cellular healing so you can accelerate your hormone optimization, you can remove inflammation, you can shed those extra pounds and feel amazing in 90 days. How many of you guys want this bonus? Someone, yes, I want cellular detox supplements. So also, we're going to give you, Dr. Tubi, go to the next slide, 12 months Optimum Health Academy membership. This is where you will meet with me bi-monthly for concierge coaching. This membership also includes access to all training modules in our vault, digital world. So you will also get access to our private Facebook group, to Voxer chat, for daily support, where you will be supported 24/7, okay, by our team. You will also get live workshops with experts in, our accelerator. Let's go to the next slide. We're gonna give you all the tools. So it's called the toolkit. All the checklists, habits, workout trackers, shopping lists, the system, the recipe, everything is going to be in the toolkit. So you know exactly what to do every single day. How many of you guys enjoyed today the session with our doctor? Give me some fire emoji if you enjoyed the session with Dr. Rustamova today, please. Give me some fire emoji in the chat. Because what we're going to throw in right now is 12 months exclusive access to Dr. Rustamova group coaching, where you learn to understand your body, decode symptoms, and learn alternative methods for managing conditions. So you will become your own doctor. Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm having chills when I talk about that. This is a legacy that you're building here. This is your legacy that we talked about, okay? Does it sound so far good? I want to see some fire emojis in the chat. Okay, so now, if you know that this is for you, what I want you to do, right now is open, just hold on, Dr. Tubi, open the the browser and just, type the link so you can book a call with, with our team so we can see if you're the right fit, for this opportunity, okay? And depending on, where you are, you're outside of the country, you're inside of the country. So this is going to be a little bit different, but I mean, we need to get on the phone with you okay. So okay. I didn't drop to everyone. Here's a link. Okay. So we're going to have a conversation, so we will drill down. So it's like a strategy session, okay? So you will drill down into that, and you will see, so you will be able to book a call. Yeah, on the screen, Dr. Tubi is projecting that. So, and my schedule is open for the next 5 days. So everything will go out next Friday at 5 p.m., okay? So, but this is not it, guys. This is not it. Okay, so I really wanted to create like additional bonuses for you guys. Okay, and they're gonna wait very fast. So we will make this available for only 5 people who jump into the program. Okay, so, and what you're gonna get as the bonus, the first bonus is this book, the Cell Rejuvenation Method Guide. Okay, this is only reserved for our titanium clients, who pay us $25,000, to work with us in a private environment. So this book is available only for them in the live setting environment. Okay. So, but I'm going to throw in for the 5 first people who jump in and book a call today. Okay. Jump in the program. So this is a complete step-by-step workbook with our method. Okay. So, and also, oh my gosh, I mean, this is priceless. Let me, oh my gosh. Okay. This is what you're going to get. This is the second fast acting bonus, only for 5 first people. You will get one-on-one telehealth visits through the year with our Dr. Rustamova. So she will handle everything from ordering, reviewing your blood work, monitoring your health progress throughout the year. So you are basically subscribing to her concierge service. Do you guys know the value of that? Just, right now on the market, the value of the concierge service? This is priceless. Okay. And here's what it gets better. She will work with you to address any concerns you have and make adjustments to your health plan based on the evolving lab results. It's about proactive management, ensuring we catch any potential health risk before they become bigger issues. So with this bonus, you're not just getting the healthcare, you're getting really this personalized concierge support from the doctors directly. All right. So do you guys see the value in this? Put in chat some fire emoji, because I mean, this is just priceless. So, and I really wanted to, to share with you. So this is what you're getting. So this is what Dr. Tubi is projecting for us. And I just want to share with you guys a couple of examples, and you're going to see that in your booking link. There is a whole bunch of testimonials. But Dr. Tubi, can you switch us to the to the next slide? So this is who is this for, right? So I mean, if you're like man and women or woman struggling with all those symptoms, so this is I mean, this system is for you. Okay. And again, I mean, if you feel that, I mean, you're having everything under control and you just want to delay aging, you want to prolong your life, you have a like quality lifespan, right? Because it's not about really how long we live, it's about what is the quality of our life. So this is for you. And this is exactly, I mean, go to the next slide. I just want to share with you a couple of couple of the client transformations. So because just seeing the real world examples are always helpful. And I want to share with you guys some some stories. So this client of ours has been struggling with weight loss, and she had a weight loss plateau, and she came to work with us. And she also had a thyroid autoimmune disease. And on top of that, she had poor sleep, poor digestion, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, weak muscles. And together, we looked at all her lifestyle and really help her to regulate her hormones. And she also learned how to become self-aware of the things, and she applied everything that in our method. And this is the result. I mean, look how she looks like a celebrity. You see, from the size 8 to size 4. And go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. And the other client was, she also was challenged with, like a weight gain, which really affected her confidence. her blood work showed significant improvements. Her blood was really, really poor. She had depression, he has mood swings, PMSing, and with our program, she lost 25 pounds within 90 days. By the way, we're showing results. You're showing results for 90 days. This is a 90-day program, guys. 90-day program. Okay. So as Dr. Rustamova encouraged with us, so you have something very serious, it may take you like longer time. This is why we keep you in the program. We used to have this program for 3 months. Now we have this program for the entire year. So you have all the support from us for the entire year. Okay. From me, from doctor, with everything that we uncover. Okay. All right. So and let's stop sharing the screen. I want to see everyone, everyone faces. So what we uncovered, and again, guys, I just want to bring one more thing. And can everyone please come on camera if possible, because this is so important. I want to see your faces. And Dr. Rustamova, if you come up also here, if you're still here. So our message to you guys is, whatever you decide, whether it's for you, it's not for you, but you have the formula. We today uncovered with you the formula. Just please take the formula and just implement this in your life. Okay. Because it's not hard. The lifestyle piece, right? So then you need to find find the proper medical professional who can help you with the cellular assessment, with all the blood work, with all the markers to look at, and put some monitoring for you, and figure out the right detoxification, and just basically just do it. Because every minute that you wait, okay, you're creating more havoc in your health. So if you want to look amazing, feel amazing, have this vitality, have this passion, have the ability to tackle everything, okay, just do it for yourself. And again, if it is for you, book a link today. We have limited spots. We actually have 175 people sign up for the masterclass, but a lot of people are watching this in the recording. So there is only 25 spots in the program, and 5 spots for this amazing 2 bonuses. To answer Katya's question, can you do it with the spouse? Absolutely, Katya. Yes, book a call and we'll figure out this for you too. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And it's actually better that if you do it, with the spouse, because you guys will support yourself in your journey. Okay. So, question. It's time for questions about the system, the methodology, what we presented to you. So what questions do you have for us at this point? Dr. Tubi, can you please?
This is amazing. This is amazing. Yes, this is amazing. How many people just enjoyed like all those fast acting bonuses, the bonuses? This is, like Katya said, this is like nothing out there in the market. This is crazy. Like, I know my daughter's been seeing dietitians, and she's even thinking about surgery and all this. And I really want to look into this for her too, because I just think this is so proactive what you're doing, and getting those personalized tests and really personalizing something for you. I love how Dr. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Shamoza, is it Rosta? Say for me one more time.
Rustamova.
I love how she said, but is it perfect? Is it perfect for you? I love how she did that. Like, some doctors just prescribe a one and all, but the fact that you took time to say that, that means that shows you the level of one-on-one you're going to get in this program, where she's going to look at your results and look at what's best for you. So I think this is an exciting program. And those of you, like, how many of us invest in, like, what we have car insurance, we have, we invest in so much other stuff, right? We invest in thousands of dollars of stuff we don't even care about. But what about our health, right? This is such an important investment for ourselves, to be able to take care of ourselves, leave our legacy, understand our blood work and our triggers, and how our cortisone and our menopause. This is a whole educational lesson. And I'm like super excited. So if you're excited for that, I want you to book a call. We're going to have questions. If you have any questions, I think this is the time to ask questions. But definitely, like she said, she's going to put this replay out there. She's going to be, blasting it. I know I'm going to blast it to my network. People are going to jump into this. Okay. So you definitely, there's only 25 spots, you said, Angelina. And then you only have 5 for those fast acting bonus. So if you know that's you, you can feel it in your gut. You know that you've been sitting on the sideline for way too long. You know that you've put yourself last for way too long. Okay. And you know that this is for you. Okay. You feel it. You've been on this call and this is your day of transformation. Book that call with Angelina right away. She's going to work it out. Katya, bring your spouse. If you have a spouse, I mean, yes, what better way to do life together, right? Do life together, being healthy together, have that support. And this is awesome. All right. So we're going to open it up for questions right now. So go ahead and raise your hands. Katya Marie, I'm going to bring you to the front.
Before we bring Katya to the front, I just want
Okay.
to add one more thing. I don't want you guys, like your financial limitations to stop you from, investing in yourself, because we also have a payment plan in the program. So very affordable pay, like a payment plan. So again, just for now, what you need to do is just to make a decision that this is for you and just book a call. Okay. If it's not for you, no problem. So we're just going to talk, because you also need to be a fit for us. So it's mutual. Okay. It's mutual. So it's mutual both way. We are a fit for you if you found this masterclass valuable for you. So if you see the value that we provide for our clients, so you would want to work with us, so go ahead and book. And we also need to see if you are the right fit for us, and we will work out like any details with you on the call, depending on your geolocation. Right. So I just wanted to say that. Now, Katya, please unmute yourself, and yeah, you have a stage.
Yeah, thank you. Just a quick question. So I love everything that you guys have put together. I think it's fantastic. I have a background in health and nutrition, so you are just taking this to the next level. I really, really admire what you guys are doing. And I have somebody that I'm really, really going to want to encourage them to do this. And they're most likely going to watch the replay. So this is going to be perfect. And I want to ask you a question that they may not have asked, but when I have spoken to them, I know that they typically run into this one roadblock. And I would love to hear you guys speak to this yourself, as opposed to it coming from me. They have said to me so many times, yeah, this is great, but I don't know if I have the time, and I have my family here. How do I do this with just like looking after me? And I have too many others in my life to look after. And it's a common thing I hear them say a lot. And I'd love it if you could answer that.
That's a great question, Katya. Yes, let me address that. So, and we hear that from all our clients that come to work with us. It's a timing issue. I'm so busy, I don't have time. And by the way, we work with busy corporate professionals. Okay. So with busy corporate professionals, we work with entrepreneurs. So, and me, I come from the corporate background, so I completely understand all the hassle. And, we're an entrepreneurship community here. So why this program will work for busy people, and this is designed for busy people in mind. I designed this program for busy people in mind, because what we teach in the program based on the neuroscience, okay? So we're teaching you how to build sustainable atomic habits, okay, every single day. So they will become imprinted in your life, right? So whether you have like 5 minutes, or you have 10 minutes, or you have 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. We're going to work around, the program is going to work around your schedule. If you're the one who is saying, and I said that in the beginning, if you come to us and you say that I don't have even a 1 minute of my time to prioritize myself throughout the day, I'm sorry, we cannot help you. But if you come to me and you will say, Angelina, I will have 5 minutes of time in my day to prioritize myself, that's enough for you to jump into the program. Because again, I mean, we are through the neuroassociative conditioning, we're teaching neuroassociative conditioning. You're going to learn how to build all of that. And again, with all the tools that you have in a program, and after the workshop, you are equipped. So everything is in the toolbox, in the system. You're waking up every day, you're knowing what to do every single day, and with this meal preparation framework, you could actually have more time, because with the meal preparation framework, you're gonna optimize your time, because you're not gonna spend like 30 minutes in the kitchen. You're gonna spend only 10 minutes in the kitchen, okay, and 5 minutes prep in the morning. So we're gonna teach you all of that, and then you meeting with me like twice a month for 1 hour, 1 hour sessions. And if you miss the session, you always have a recording. And same with Dr. Rustamova, you will be meeting with her as well, because I mean, we incorporated, like her program into this. You're meeting with her, like a twice a month, and with me twice a month. So, every week you're gonna have just 1 hour support from me, from Dr. Rustamova. You're gonna have Voxer group, so it's like walkie-talkie. You guys familiar with Voxer application? Right? So it's like walkie-talkie. So you basically can leave me a Voxer, a message, and I will listen to that and instantly come back to you. So I know exactly what happens with you at every moment of your time. Right? So you have you have a challenge, you have a question, you come to the Voxer. Hey, Angelina, I'm challenged with that. Okay, you're getting my response within, typically it's a 1 hour, to 2 hours, depending, on my availability, by the same day. Okay. And, it's 24/7. I respond to client, and, if I'm not sleeping at 11 o'clock. So you get all this support, you get all the tools, and it's about, because you already been in the workshop. Once you've been in a workshop, you know everything. So then you just go on your journey. And again, you're building up on top of building up on top, building up on top. And once you do it, like we're building habits within 21 days. For some people, it's more. It also, depends on the complexity of the habit, but typically 21 days. And they just, you're just going to train your brain. Okay. Did I answer your question, Katya?
Yeah, and then some. No, that was fantastic, because I mean, I really, really love the way you guys have put this all together, because you have and I'm looking at this for myself as well. So like, because you have the workshop, which is kind of like this concentrated 3 days where it sounds like you're going to give us everything we need, then it's not like you're just setting us loose, right? If I'm understanding correctly, we're going to be, tethered together. And you have that, not just accountability, it sounds like, but it sounds like also accountability, but also the support. So we're in that constant communication, and I'm just like processing all of this out loud. So thank you for just hearing me out. And then what I really like too is like this 10 minutes in the kitchen. So I mean, even for myself too, if you can cut down my meal prep into 10 minutes, that's gold, absolutely gold. So
Yes.
yeah, I think you answered everything and then some. I really love it. I really love it. So I'll be contacting you myself as well. Thank you.
I'm so glad. Thank you, Katya, for bringing this question up. And again, I mean, you guys, please check our testimonials, because there's a bunch of testimonials. And again, that works, for men and, for women. And people get result within 90 days. But, again, we keep you in the program, so you continue getting our support. You continue to build, all your lifestyle, okay, with us. We're giving you the full support. Like, let's say you're traveling, you're busy, you can't do it for this month, no problem, come back, we will continue working with you. And the next thing is that, because this is our basic program, and then we're transitioning with our membership academy into longevity protocols, like pure longevity protocols. So because you need to build this basic, and then there is a and this is just by being the member in our academy. So you're getting the value of like learning more stuff, not just this.
Do we have anybody else that has a question about the wonderful way that Angelina is going to help you get this done? Heidi, do you have a question? Yeah, let me bring Heidi to the front.
Just saying thank you so much.
All
I really
right, awesome.
appreciate it.
Oh, welcome, Heidi. I'm so glad that you found a time to join us and be with us here.
Awesome, awesome. Petra Maria, you raise your hand again?
Yeah, only if someone else doesn't have a question.
Anybody else? Before I bring Katya Marie, we love hearing from Katya Marie. All right, let me
Just, yeah, just a
bring.
quick one. Just out of curiosity, so like, do you find that there's like a sweet spot for people, like where people, if they're brand new to it, where they may, how do I describe this? You know how when you first start something brand new and you're a little uncertain and you're getting used to things, where do you find what's that magic time frame where people start to sort of they really get it and then it becomes like almost like super easy. So they're just
I'll
getting
answer.
comfortable
I'll
and then
answer
it's
that
like,
question. That's my
yeah.
favorite part, by the way.
Okay, great. Thank you.
When the face goes, "Oh my God, I got
Yeah.
it." I love
Yeah.
that's my favorite. So as Angelina just described, that we use a lot of modalities where we read your body. And one of the modalities when we read the spikes of your sugar, spikes of your insulin, and thus spikes of your cortisol. So that device, basically, it's not only that device, all of the devices, but you just collect data for the first couple of weeks. We don't give you any like big task in the first week or so. You just collecting data and you're eating and you're watching and you're observing how devices are actually showing. And now it's almost like, not almost, it is, you're communicating with your body. You're talking to her. For the first time in your life, you started hearing her. And she is telling you what she likes and what she doesn't like. And then you just collect data. For some people, it's a week. For some people, it could be 2 weeks. But usually within 2 weeks, something magical happens. Even if you're holding on something that you didn't want to let go, certain foods that you thought that it's so healthy, and yes, device is beeping, but I'm not letting go because it's good for me. It feels good when I eat it. Something happens on the brain level 2 weeks later. That's the sweet spot that all of a sudden you just let go. You don't want to do it. So that's where real magic happens. And it's all atomic habits with the small increments. And by second week, if you really follow that, and we explain why you're having all these spikes and what does it mean and so forth, you become so it's not intuitive, but it's almost like you get this walkie-talkie with your own body. So much fun.
Amazing. Yeah, I would say it's intuitive. I think you're helping us to like actually hear the messages. That's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for speaking to that.
We're teaching you how to receive messages.
Yeah.
We're teaching you. That's why it's called Academy. We're teaching you how to talk to your body, how to listen to your body, how to nourish your body. You basically, the goal is a couple of months after into this, or a year or 6 months after this, you will walk out with sets of tools that will serve you for the rest of your life. When we do blood tests, I always say it's the roadmap for the rest of your life, because I'm going through your genetics. I'm showing you how your body actually works. Then you're not going to need anybody. Yes, you're going to need the doctor to go and ask them to, run some blood tests, but you're going to know what to look for. You're going to know what blood works actually important for you and what numbers you have to look in. Even if it's normal according to your primary care doctor, you'd be like, not normal for me.
That's gold. That's gold right
Information and
there.
knowledge is the key. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
no,
will
that's
Amazing.
gold.
That's amazing.
And you will become addicted to that, Katya. So once you
Mhm.
start living the lifestyle, you will become addicted to that. And I mean, you see that. I mean, look at Dr. Rustamova. Do you know like how old is she? She is like almost 54. Look at her, how she looks. She looks so good, right? So like I'm turning 50 this year. So we're living the life that we're teaching you guys. Okay. And
Yeah.
that becomes so addictive. You cannot, and you start transform your families. This is how you create your family legacy. You create the legacy, you're going to transform your kids. And now I have a peace of mind that my kids are going to be totally thank you, God, they're going to be totally fine with like what they learn, just living this lifestyle in our family.
Wow, this is amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Katya. Thank you so much, Doctor, for the answers to that. Thank you, Holly, for jumping in. Holly has a book call for Monday, so she's definitely among those fast action takers getting that bonus. If you're a fast action taker, I think there's 4 more spots left.
We have
We
two.
we got 2 book calls, so we have 3 more fast action. Remember, this email's going on blast.
Yeah.
I'm putting it to my network. She's putting in her Facebook group. It's going on blast. People are going to watch the replay. You had this time to be on here live, so don't miss out. Don't let anyone else take your bonus. Okay? Okay? Everybody say, do not take my bonus. I mean, it's not fair for you to be on this call for 4 hours and then someone just watches a replay and takes your bonus. Okay? So make sure you book that call. All right. At least get to book a call with Angelina to understand how this program can work for you. This is like a strategy call with her. Okay? She's going to go deep with you. She's going to ask questions and we're going to tailor this plan to you. I mean, this is amazing to have Doctor on here to be able to talk to you like this. People pay millions and thousands of dollars for this, to be able to get this level of service. I know I got blood work and they didn't even call me. I had to go on the thing and look at it myself and Google stuff. They didn't even have the time to call me to explain my blood work to me. I mean, you have someone that's going to give you a blood work, explain what it means, how does it, apply to your cortisone, your hormone, whatever. This is amazing. So go ahead and book that call, that link. If I don't have it readily available, let me just put it in there again. It's right there again in the chat. And we're looking forward to that 3-day. Is it a 3-day workshop, Angelina?
It's a 3-day workshop. Yeah. And we start on May 1st. So
May 1st. All right.
days. So it's, we're going to start very quickly. So imagine that we start May 1st. So May, June, July. So by the middle of summer, you can complete the transformation.
It's June 8th. I'm ready. I'm ready. I want the hot body.
And so gorgeous and beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited for all of you guys. And I want to give it up. Can we all give it up for Dr. Tubi for being with us here, for uplifting us? Dr. Tubi, you are amazing. Dr. Tubi is always amazing. She's such a great leader. She's, such a great speaker. She is a mentor who is teaching burnout and overwhelm. So I absolutely love, your purpose in life and what you create for your community, Dr. Tubi. So glad that you have agreed to come up in here and show up and work with us together. So thank you so much. Let's give it up. Let's give it up some fire emoji for Dr. Tubi.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And guys, as we closing up, I just want to make sure we don't have any more questions. So are we cool? Are we cool? So as we're closing our session today, so I just want to, really share with you just the profound truths. So life is a terminal condition, and we're all going to die. We all know that. But how many of us are going to truly live? And this is your answer. This is your opportunity to jump in and start truly living your vital, sexy life. So thank you so much for being here with us today. Let's give it up for all of us here. Great audience. Love all your questions. Love the interactions in the group. And I'll see you tomorrow, on my schedule, and I'll talk to you guys. Feel free, to send me messages. You all, received your invitation. So, Facebook, whatever, send me messages if you have any questions. I'm glad to hear and looking forward to talk to you guys. Bye. Thank you.